Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Backwards Hat production. I am Bradley Wilson, joined always in the booth by Robbie Buckner. Special guest tonight, Spence Thompson, as we're going to be bringing you the last chance qualifier all for the NMNTS SimSpec Monday Night Thunder All-Star Race. These guys have a lot on the line as everybody's trying to get into this prestigious All-Star race where they're going to race for about a $400 button box tonight. Jared was Sean. You'll see him on the track here in just a moment. He was the fan vote, thanks to all you fans out there. So definitely going to be an exciting night. He is still trying to race his way in, though, for maybe a better position than last on the starting grid. You see him right there in that number 96 car. Yee Energy. But without further ado, Robbie, Spence, how are we doing tonight, guys?
We are doing fantastic, man. I think we're in for an exciting All-Star Open here tonight. We should be having a good one here.
Well, Spence, I know you're locked into this thing. Come a little later, 8 Central Time. We're going to have all that action right here. You think you'll be able to pick up anything from the broadcast booth tonight before we go All-Star racing and it's your turn to attack this thing?
Well, I feel like we can probably definitely get some notes from this thing. It's always like a neat kind of thing to be able to get up in the broadcast booth here with you guys and be able to watch some of these other guys here drive this race course tonight and kind of see how the action plays out tonight. And hopefully we can take some notes away from it, but we also kind of got to realize that there's going to be a lot of hungry drivers in that All-Star tonight, though, that we'll have to that will be racing around. We're going to have a heck of a start in the spot, though, near the back of the pack, but we feel like we got all the confidence in the world in the WFO camp to be able to hopefully race our way up in there, because I think it'll be an exciting race tonight.
Well, qualifying is underway right now. Kelsey Rogers going to be the quick time so far as these drivers continue to try to knock him off. Interesting, you see the fan vote. Jared was Sean in second right now. Brady Briggs was second in the fan vote. So if for some reason Jared was Sean can race his way into this, Brady Briggs would then inherit the fan vote. Now, if both drivers race their way into the top 3, it'll go to the next in line. So very interesting. Like I said, a lot of things fixing to play out here in this last chance qualifier. A lot of these guys trying to add their names to the list of all-star entries and the prestigious list of winners. I know Zach Lindgren won this event last year for his first ever truck win. Of course, being the all-star, no points tied to this tonight. So it was kind of an unofficial thing, but nonetheless, I know it meant a lot to Zach to win it last year.
Yeah, it definitely did. I remember him and I were talking just the other day, actually, about that whole thing. I was actually looking on my Facebook page, and I remember talking to him about it. Goes like, "Hey, man, like just remember about a year ago, man, you won your very first truck series race in the NMNTS series in that All-Star Open, or actually not the All-Star Open, but he actually ended up going on to win the All-Star race, I believe." So that was definitely a good feeling for him right there. I remember how excited he was at the end of that deal and how proud of him that we were as a team there, because like I said, but anybody can win this thing tonight. You know, there's a lot of good trucks out here. There's a lot of good racers in this one here tonight that will look to be putting their name into the All-Star tonight.
See Joseph Andwar right now as he completed his qualifying run, going to start from the 6th position tonight in that Riot Motorsports number 13 truck. Joseph sporting a new sponsor this week. It is Panda Tactical. They signed on to the Riot camp, so congratulations to Joseph and Panda Tactical on that new sponsor. We're letting qualifying run out right now just to see if we had any last second entries. I know our West Coast
one more.
Looks like we have, as Robbie just said, one more filing in. Robbie's kind of rolling over the race official channels right now and everything else. This thing's starting about 35 minutes earlier than we start usually. So we've got a lot of the West Coast drivers that were in a bind trying to make it here. Everybody be patient with us right now. We're going to get some interviews in, and then that way we're not just... What's that, Robbie?
We got one truck rolling through tech right now. Looks like they've finally released him through tech. He should be out on the track here in a minute. That'll be the 71 of Ryan, the Iceman Daniels.
Well, Ryan Daniels going to get the lone platform as we get ready to end qualifying here. Well, Robbie, the strong silent top for the first few minutes of the broadcast tonight. Glad to hear you're alive and well. Man, what do you think we're fixing to get ready to see through the Open?
I'll be honest with you, man. The Open's going to be wide open. It's going to be crazy. You got a lot of guys that they belong with the best in the league. So, you know, you got basically 4 cars advancing out of this, depending on how it plays. But looking at the field, looking at qualifying times right now, you know, there's...
Cover them with a blanket. Cover the first 3 with a blanket. First 4 or 5 at least. I mean, you've got less than a tenth separating your first 3 drivers.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time separating them, man. All the way back to Sawyer out right now to 30.5. Now that's 0.6 of a second, but I mean, with the way these trucks run, the way they draft upon each other, it's anybody's race tonight. To be honest, I think we're going to see a big one, and the question is who's going to be able to survive it and who makes it through.
Well, we're gonna pull up our pole sitter right now, Kelsey Rogers, and talk with him as we wait for Ryan Daniels to hit the grid. As you know, Ryan will start tailback virtue of the qualifying limit. But we're going to get a hold of Kelsey Rogers right now. Kelsey Rogers, this is Bradley Wilson in the backwards hat booth. Do you have a copy?
Hey, go ahead, Bradley. You got me?
I sure do. Well, man, starting on the pole in the last chance qualifier is definitely going to be something to see. You know, everybody trying to race their way into the All-Star race is going to get a chance to win that $200-300 button box, courtesy of SimSpec. So, the DSD button box. But you're starting on the pole here. You're going to have to race your way in, so you've got to like your chances coming from the pole.
Yeah, thanks to SimSpec for throwing that out on the line tonight. And yeah, if you're going to be in the last chance race, this is probably the spot you want to start in. So we'll see what we can do. Track changes quite a bit as the tires wear out on this track. So I think you're going to see some comers at the go and some comers at the end too. So it should be interesting.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned tire wear because, as you know, this is just a 30-lap race. How do you as a driver attack this, I would think last chance qualifier being up front, you're pretty much just going to have to put the wood to it and, let it go for 30 laps.
Yeah, I think you're right. You don't, I mean, if you get too far back, you're not really going to have a shot at it, so you want to try to keep that track position. So we'll see. It might be one of those instances where you pull into the pits and everybody else doesn't, or vice versa.
Well, I know that you've got a new sponsor on that truck tonight. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to, though?
Nope, that's it. Kona Brewery, and that's about it.
All right, Kelsey. Well, good luck, man, and hopefully we'll be talking to you as the winner of this thing, locking yourself into the All-Star race that's going to start in right around 30 minutes.
I hope so. Thanks, Bradley.
Once again, that was Kelsey Rogers on the 36 truck. He is going to be starting from the pole tonight. So they're going to get things lined up right now. They should be making the rollover here any moment into the race. Robbie, like I said, 30 laps, man. 14 viewers out there right now. We sure appreciate all that, first and foremost. All y'all tuning in. Spence, Robbie, 30 laps. It's not a long time around here.
Oh, absolutely not, man. Like Kelsey was talking about there, I think the track position is definitely going to be one of the keys to winning this race tonight. Because like he was talking about, you got to be able to position yourself to be up in that top 3 or even the top 4, maybe even top 5, to even have a shot at probably trying to win this thing and being able to advance tonight. Because as we can see from the qualifying order here, there's a couple of fast guys up in the in those top few positions there. So it'd be interesting to see if Kelsey can kind of pull away from the pack a lot, or if we can see Jared Washon or a couple others try to stick with him there. So it's going to be interesting to see how these 30 laps play out tonight.
Well, here we go. We're going to get a look at the starting grid right now. Kelsey Rogers, of course, going to start from your pole in that number 36 truck. To his outside, fan vote winner in the 96, that's Jared Wishon. One row back, starting on the inside, that is the 43 truck, Coca-Cola ride of Craig Learman. To his outside will be Brady Briggs in the number 51 WFO Motorsports Oil Can Hancock Silverado.
Yeah, next row on the outside of, or the inside of the next row is going to be the 21 of Blaine Falone in the Pokemon truck. And, or actually, no, that's Blaine. That's the Wawa truck.
That's the Wawa truck, yes, sir.
Mixed up there, my bad. The outside is going to be 13 of Joseph Anduar. Next row back is going to be one of our wily old veterans, Ronald White, and it is outside another one of the wily old veterans, Derek Robinson.
The Canadian driver, Derek Robinson. One row back from that, that's where you're going to find the 42 of John Kennedy. And sporting the Power Rangers truck tonight, Ryan Daniels in that 71.
Yeah, next row back is going to be the 7 of Austin Tremblay. And driving the number 90 WFO BA Graphics backwards at production truck is going to be Perry Mason out of Hickory, North Carolina.
Making up that last row is going to be the 17 truck of Scott Lacoe. To his outside, the 49 truck, that is Jaeger Racing's Sawyer Ott. Well, Terry, I was used to having Terry up here in the booth with me last night. Well, Robbie, I feel like if you're in the back row here, it's going to be eastbound and down, load it up and truck it.
Oh yeah, in the words of Darryl Waltrip, we're going to let the roadside drag, and we're just going to hang it all out tonight. There's nothing on the line but a button box. No points, no nothing. Let it ride. Bring back the steering wheel or bring back the wreck truck.
Got a lot of people out there rooting on their favorite drivers. Kenny Yance rooting on Ryan the Iceman Daniels and Ronald White. Of course, Kenny couldn't be in attendance tonight. He's out serving our military. But, however, those are his teammates. Trevor Harmon with the good luck, everybody. And then we've got Mike Killer. I hope I didn't butcher your last name, out there rooting on Scott Lacoe. So, star-studded field here, man, as we get set to go 30 laps. Going to determine our top 3 lock-ins for the All-Star race and our fan vote. Of course, you know, if you're Brady Briggs right now and you're that one guy that's just sitting outside the fan vote, although Jared Wishon is starting inside the top 3, I feel like if you're Brady Briggs, you've got to go every lap like it's the last lap, because you're racing for a transfer spot.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, man. It's like, I mean, like you were talking about there. Even though he's up in that top 5 starting on the outside of row 2 there, he's got to be able to go out there and attack this thing, keep that truck clean and green, and hopefully you can get it done. As we're getting ready to look for the green flag coming off turn 4. Pace car's getting ready to pull in, and then for the start of this, here's Backwards at Productions, Bradley Wilson.
Here we go. Pace car's going to make that hard left. They're waiting for the green flag. Green flag in the air. Everybody on the loud pedal. It's time to go. Last chance qualifying race, and looks like Kelsey Rogers is going to get the run on the inside of Jared Wishon as we head down into turn number 1.
And you're going to see.
Going to settle in here, try and get a run down the back strip. Pushing hard.
Yeah, you're going to see that inside lane working a lot really early on here, though. That's going to be the spot to be, and I think, though, after the tires wear out a little bit, after about 10 or so laps, I think you're going to see a lot of guys trying to move that outside lane as Kelsey Rogers leads him coming off turn 4.
We've talked about him a lot. We're going to go on board with him now. This is looking off the roof cam of that 51 truck, Brady Briggs, as he tracks Jared Wishon's tire marks through turn 1. That blinking you're seeing on Wishon's truck is the connection issue. We'll hope that that squares away. But right now you've got Blake Falone under fire from Joseph Anduar as they head into turn number 3.
Yeah, right now, these guys are settling in. They're racing as hard as they can. But I tell you, if you're Jared Wishon right now, you're playing the house ball, man. Why not go after it?
Oh, absolutely, man. I think, though, right now, I'm sure he's probably just kind of biding his time, just trying to keep the truck all in one piece there. And as we just say that, he pulls down to the inside. Yeah, that connection issue may be hindering him just a little bit. No need to really affect the racing around him as he's locked in through the fan vote. So a smart move there, but that's going to put Kelsey Rogers out to the point, and Brady Briggs is now looking at second.
with Learman holding down that third and final transfer spot as of right now.
Learman's in that third spot, but I tell you, how about Blaine alone running fourth?
Blaine Falone in the Wawa truck, definitely making things happen early. We'll go on board with the gyro cam of that truck. Let you see the banking here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Vince, it's definitely one of the bank tracks where you come out of turn 4 and all that banking, and then you hit that flat tri-oval right there at the front stretch.
Absolutely, man. It's just like it's one of them. It's one of them tracks where you can definitely. It's like almost like driver's track here. I mean, you can kind of drive it down in there. Banking definitely is a 24-degree banking here. But definitely as you come off of those off of turn 4, it's kind of a little bit forgiving, but the track definitely flattens out there. But then we got a crash off turn 4.
Oh! Just as we were talking about him, Blaine Falone, Ronald White going to go around through the tri-oval. Caution is going to fly. We'll go back and take a look at it, virtue of our replay, since we're right here on Blaine Falone anyways.
Yeah, I think the first part of that wreck you could see, he just gets the wall a little bit coming off of turn 4. I think that car might have been pushing up there a little bit, and he caught that thing and he couldn't save it.
Here we go. He's going to hit the apron, the white line just a little bit, wash up. Joseph Anwar is going to skate by just inches. Unfortunately, Ronald White not so lucky. We'll rewind it, take one more look at it. I want to go off the hood of the 21 truck because I want you to see just how close Joseph Anwar's night almost came to an end.
There almost could have been a lot of guys that could have had the night anyways. We're actually lucky.
Right there, Joseph Anwar. Anwar just barely skates by. Anwar just barely skates by. Ronald White, so not so lucky. We're going to go on board with Ronald now, get our final view of this while they continue to pace around.
Yeah, you can see when he comes down, there's pretty much nowhere for Ronald Ray to go on that truck. It's a shame. He probably could have, hopefully maybe had a shot to win this thing here tonight. It's unfortunate what happened there.
Yeah, he was running in about the top 7 when that happened. Of course, like I said, nowhere to go for Ronald. Maybe the truck's not too damaged, but as you see, the front end, the right front definitely took a hit, and this track, as we all know, is very aero dependent.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost, if you just get a little bit of damage to that nose there, it almost just kills the day for you. Because then you're not getting that good straightaway speed. The car almost doesn't handle all that well in the corners after that happens, so you definitely kind of fight a lot of stuff after you get some nose damage like that. And we can see a lot of these guys that actually come on pit road and trying to get those tires and keep that position.
Looks like the battle for pit road is on.
Looks like
Kelsey Rogers
edges out the 51.
Yeah, Kelsey Rogers just edging out Brady Briggs. We'll actually go on board with Brady Briggs as he is hosting one of our tech cams tonight, and we will show you just exactly what a pit stop looks like here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. You're going to see him come down. This is, like I said, looking at the left front of Brady Briggs's truck. He's going to come to a stop right here in the pit stall. Crew's already going to go to work on those right sides. You see the truck, the suspension move in the front just a little bit. Now we're around to the lefts. Quick tire change. Crew going to hit those lug nuts. Brady Briggs off and away. Able to come out still in the second place position. So good job by the pit crew to get that driver out. As we've talked to Kelsey already, so we're going to talk to Brady Briggs real quick before we go back racing here. There, I had to find his team radio. I got it now. Give me 1 second.
Oh, man.
Brady Briggs, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy, Bradley. Go ahead.
Well, buddy, out there running second right now in this last chance qualifier. I saw Jared Washawn have some problems early. We all know that if Washawn would have raced his way in through the top 3, that would have forfeited the fan vote over to you. However, he is currently running in around the 14th position right now. I've got to feel like the pressure's on, man, but you seem pretty calm, cool, and collected in that seat.
Yeah, definitely the pressure's on here. I think this is for sure a top 3 truck, so I'm really hoping to bring it home here, and hopefully we'll make it in the main.
Well, I know I raced with you in some of the official races earlier in the week, so I know you've got what it takes to get it done. I watched you lead, I ran behind you as you led the majority of one of those. Real quick before we let you get back down to business here, so I believe the lights should be going off on the pace car quickly. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to all the fans there for voting me, getting me second at least, and for everybody watching, family and everything. Of course, you, Bradley, up in the booth and offering this ride to me, man. I wouldn't be here without you, so I appreciate it, bud. And all the sponsors that make it possible.
Well, my pleasure, sir. Go get them tonight, and hopefully we'll be talking to you as maybe a winner of this thing when it's all said and done.
Hey, 10-4, thanks, Bradley.
Once again, that was Brady Briggs, driver of the number 51 WFO Motorsports Oil Can Hancock's truck, as the field gets doubled up off of turn number 2 now. Laps are going to start winding down, and it's going to be, intensity starts to grow, I would think. What do you guys feel?
Pretty wide.
Oh, definitely, man. After that first run there, we kind of got like maybe a small taste of what some of the guys are able to do, but we kind of saw them get lined up. But definitely, as this race goes on, you're going to see a lot more daring moves as this thing gets down to the wire here.
Well, the sun's going to set. The lights will be on for the All-Star race. But here we go. We're going to nail in top 3 right now. 20 to go this time when Kelsey Rogers takes the green. Rogers going to lead him to the green flag right here. Waste no time getting on the loud pedal. Green's back in the air, and we're last chance qualifying racing again.
Yeah, we're getting after Sawyer on to the outside.
It almost looked like Joseph Angelar got a little bit of trouble getting on the get-go on that green flag right there, but he definitely got his truck going, but that allowed Sawyer out to try to get to the outside of him as they head down into turn 3.
I noticed all these Jaeger drivers are running Power Ranger schemes right now as you go on board with Sawyer Ott. Crossover on Joseph Anwar out of turn 4.
Sawyer Ott's letting it all hang right now, trying to get up there and get himself in position. But the problem right now is the more he battles right there with Joseph, is going to allow Lerman and Brady to get away.
Just as we see that Brady gets the run out coming out of turn 2 on Craig Lerman, able to secure that second spot. Craig Lerman falls in third, and then we see that battle between Sawyer and Joseph right there in turn 4 for battling fourth position there as they come around to complete lap 13 here as they head back down over in turn 1.
I almost thought we were going to go 3 wide through the tri-oval. They got it sorted out. Oh, Sawyer Ott and Joseph Anwar just about touch. That's going to open the door for John Kennedy as they head down the backstretch, Robbie.
Yeah, John Kennedy's going to try and take full advantage of a little bobble there by Joseph. Going to allow him to get to the inside of Sawyer Ott.
Yep, and that's brought 2 more trucks in there. We see the 71 of Ryan W. Daniels, and then we see the number 7 of Austin getting into that mix right there. As we see the side-by-side battle, contact going down into turn 1 between the 42 and the 13.
Little more contact as they run down turn 2 down the backstretch. Everybody is fighting for those final 3 transfer spots right now. We've got 22 of you out there watching this action. Like I said, top 3 are going to make it. The rest are going to go home. And then, of course, Jared Washon, as we check in on him, trying to work his way back up through the field. He was the winner of the fan vote earlier in the week.
Yeah, Washon is wasting no time making his way back up through the field.
And I think even though he won that fan vote right there, I think he definitely wants to use this All-Star Open here to try to just get some notes and see what he has to do for the later on when he goes into the All-Star tonight. I think that's just what he's trying to do, is see what he can do, see how that truck will work on the bottom, on the top lane. I'm sure he's going to try to do whatever he can.
Well, we ride on board right now with the number 90 truck of Terry Mason. Halfway, cross flags in the air. Robbie, I've got to wonder if maybe Terry's expecting another wreck or expecting the big one and just kind of holding his cards close to his chest right now.
I think Terry's, knowing Terry the way I do, I think actually Terry's, these guys are running wide open and wearing their stuff out, so the last 10 laps of the race will be in prime position to take advantage of all of them.
Well, they're 2 wide again behind Joseph Anwar, a few rows back. We'll go on the roof cam now as he's being challenged by John Kennedy once again. Ryan Daniels lurking in wait, trying to see if these guys may slip up and allow him to go through.
Man, that's one of them battles that we've constantly seen throughout the day, or throughout the second half of this race so far, is those is the 42 and 13 battle right there. We can finally see that John Kennedy does get by the 13 of Joseph Angelar going into turn 3 as Joseph tries to set him back up, can't do it. Flags up a little bit coming off turn 4. That allows the 71 to ride up again to get the run off turn 4 on him.
Here we go. You're looking on board with Jared Washon right now off the roof cam as they go too wide in front of him down into turn number 1. That's Ryan Daniels on the bottom. Joseph Anwar going to use the momentum and fight back on the high side down the backstretch.
Yeah, the low side right now after the tires are worn in, man, you stall out. You drive it, fighting like Ryan did there, where it starts to get pushed and goes down exit.
And back out. And we can see nearly gets into the side door of the 96 car though. But I think Jared Washon though, I think he was able to save a little bit of his stuff back there. You see him driving through trucks here. He's still able to actually hold his own on the inside lane, even as these tires are wearing out. But we can see that that's what he's trying to do here. But as we can see though, that top lane definitely works after those tires wear out.
We'll pull up the tachometer on Jared Washon's or Joseph Anwar's truck right now. As you see it right about 7,700 out of the corner down the front stretch. It's going to tack out right around 8,000 RPMs. Now we'll go to the one on board of Jared Washon's truck. As you see him match the RPMs down through there. Joseph Anwar back to the bottom in turn 3. The rattle rages on.
We can see the 96 of Jared Washon finally gets run off of turn 4 on the number 13 of Joseph Angelar as he goes down in turn 1. We can see that battle. I say we got that side-by-side battle with those two up there, so it's definitely getting interested up here in the front of the pack here. A couple of guys trying to get to those transfer spots.
Ryan Daniels worked his way around Joseph Anwar. Meanwhile, Craig Learman around Brady Briggs. Here comes Sawyer Ott. Brady's holding on to that third and final transfer spot right now. If he can do it for 9 more laps, he's going to call himself an all-star maker. However, if Sawyer Ott can make this move, that's how close you can come to touching your dream of making the all-star race just to watch it slip away.
And I'm sure he's probably driving the wheels off that thing as about as hard as it can go right now, because he's looking in his mirror and he sees that 49 of Sawyer Ott, and then he sees a couple others closing in. I'm sure he's just praying for these last few laps to get going or to get past him. Then that way he can be able to transfer to that all-star race though. But just as we see that, we see the 49 of Sawyer trying to get on the inside. It's almost like contact through turns 1 and 2, but he's able to hold it going down the backstretch off turn 2.
The battle rages on. We're covering it right now because it is the battle for the transfer spot. Brady Briggs trying to hold on to it for dear life. Glide job, John Kennedy on Sawyer Ott. Ott's going to cross him over. All this happened behind Brady Briggs, and you've got to think that if you're Brady Briggs right now, it is a very welcome sight to see.
I would say, I'm sure he's loving this. I'm sure he's probably just saying, like, keep racing side by side, boys. And that way I can try to get away from these two guys and try to be able to close on this transfer spot. And then you see Sawyer just sneaking line in front of the 96 truck. Back off into turn 3 and 4 here. It is getting very, very tight for this last transfer spot here. Coming up turn 4,
Jared Washon couldn't race his way into this. He's about to say bump that fan boat.
Yeah, Jared. I was just fixing to say, Jared Washon looks like a man on a mission right now.
I think Jared's one of the opinion. It's nice to get the fan boat. It's awesome and everything. But you want to race your way into this thing. You don't want to rely on someone else to get you in it.
No,
you get in on your own merits.
Yeah, exactly right. And we all know Jared Washon is one of those guys who wants to race his way in. Right now, we're going to shake it up even more. John Kennedy around Brady Briggs. Here comes Sawyer Ott. Pressure is on, 5 to go.
I think Brady's where he does not want to be right now. I think now he's kind of getting to that point where I think his tires are a little bit more worn than the rest of these trucks around him. But we can definitely see he's not able to keep that thing wound up on the top lane. But just as we say that, he's trying to get back to the outside of the 42 again.
Not going to make the run. It's going to stall out. Sawyer Ott's going to go through. Here we go. 4 to go right now. We're staying with this battle because Kelsey Rogers and Craig Lehrman pretty much in the clear. But this is the battle for the transfer spot, and it is heating up.
I say we can see pretty much every single lap someone else goes up to that top lane and tries to take that spot away right there. We can see that Sawyer Ott's trying to come down to do it. 3 laps to go this time by here as they head off down the turn 1 side by side.
Jared was showing like a prize fighter, holding that haymaker, waiting to let it go. He's got it cocked. We'll see if he tries to get racy with these boys, or if he's simply going to fall in line, take that fan vote. Brady Briggs now going to make a look to the inside of Washawn. Washawn's going to close that door. 2 laps to go.
We still see all 4 of these trucks, the 49 of Sawyer Ott, the 42 of John Kennedy, the 96 of Jared Washawn, and the 51 of Brady.
They're going to wreck. They're going to wreck. I'm calling them now.
Robbie's calling a wreck.
And you know what, folks? It might well could happen here, but as we get ready to come down to take the white flag here.
They're not going to make it.
There goes John Kennedy again around the outside lane, but he hits the wall a little bit. Sawyer Ott's able to hold that position.
Kennedy's going to get the wall. White flag in the air. Jared Washawn 1 position away from racing his way into the All-Star event. You saw him drop to the back early. He has been on the charge, a man on the mission. Down the backstretch the final time. Sawyer Ott has a hold of the final transfer spot. Can anybody challenge it? 2 wide behind him through 3 and 4.
Sawyer Ott's going to be able to hold on to that final transfer spot as Rogers ends up winning. Lerman in second. And Sawyer Ott is going to hold on to that 3rd and final transfer spot in 3rd.
Kelsey Rogers, your winner tonight, sounded very confident when we talked to him pre-race. Craig Lehrman's going to finish 2nd. And in 3rd tonight will be the 49 truck of Sawyer Ott. He has raced his way in. Jared Washawn finishes 4th, but does have the fan vote going on. So definitely a lot of excitement. I cannot wait for 75 laps under the lights here starting in just about 10 minutes. Vince, we're going to go ahead and let you get down there and get ready to go, buckled in, buddy. I sure appreciate you coming out, hanging out with us to watch the Last Chance, the BA Graphics Last Chance qualifier. And good luck tonight through the All-Star event.
Hey, I appreciate the heck out of it, guys. Thanks for having me up here tonight. Hopefully you guys are going to be in for an exciting show tonight.
Once again, Spence Thompson was joining us live. Robbie, man, what a race.
Dude. Oh, I'm looking at the chat. Chat's going crazy. But Andrew Yoder says vote Terry Mason for the All-Star race.
Well,
a little late.
Ballots have closed. Nonetheless, though, we're going to get a talk right now with your 3rd place finisher, Sawyer Ott. Sawyer Ott, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, sir, you just raced your way into tonight's SimSpec PC All-Star Extravaganza. Of course, we all know that nice button box from DSD is on the line, but first and foremost, congratulations on racing your way in.
Hell yeah, man. I'm pretty pumped. I really didn't think we were going to be able to do it. I screwed up on my qualifying lap, hit the wall, so I started shotgun on the field. But yeah, the number 49 Jaeger Racing Chevrolet was pretty fast, and we shot up through the field. And man, I got to give my hats off to John Kennedy, Jared Washawn, and Brady Briggs. We were going at it there for that final transfer spot, and we were really hard but clean racing. And yeah, I'm glad I came out on top. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. I was grinning from ear to ear that whole, I don't know, last 10 laps or so.
Well, definitely look like a couple of prize fighters out there trading blows, but gonna come out on top of this thing. And we've got an all-star race that's going to be kicking over in about 8 minutes. You know, this was 30 laps. That's 75, of course, 3 segments. It's going to be broken down into 3 segments of 25 laps. Tell me as a driver, you know, especially coming off of the back of that thing, how are you going to attack it?
Well, the track tonight, I mean, the set is obviously very tight, so Man, at the beginning, I was really trying to save my tires and just manage the grip. I noticed a lot of people were. I mean, yeah, you can go wide open, at least through 1 and 2 for the first lap or so. But I mean, I was really trying to back it up and just conserve as best I could. But at some point, you're gonna have to push it, especially with it being such a short race. And we got that caution. I pushed it a little bit harder, but in the 75 lap, I might not. But I don't know, man. Just play it by ear. Luckily, I'll join my 2 Jaeger Racing teammates, Matt Welsenbach and Aiden Young. So we'll probably talk it over and figure it out and just kind of play it by ear, see how it's going. I mean, everybody's going to be going for it, The All-Star Race is what it's all about. I'm just happy to be a part of the show.
Well, definitely so. In just a few minutes, the lights are going to be coming on, and it'll be time to hit that reset button. Sawyer, I want to, like I said, once again, congratulate you on racing your way into the All-Star Race, and good luck tonight moving forward, man.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Once again, that was Sawyer Ott, Jaeger Racing, number 49. We'll now pull up Craig Learman and talk to him about his run there.
Craig Learman, Robbie Buckner, back of his hat, production booth. Got a copy, bud? Craig Learman.
Oh, he may have already had to run to the trailer, Robbie.
Missed him.
Must have missed him. We'll
do the interview for him. Craig, how was your truck? Man, the truck was great. Really good. Coca-Cola truck. Ran really good all night long.
That's all you got? That's where the interview stops? All right, well, we will interview your last chance qualifier winner, Kelsey Rogers. Kelsey Rogers, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. Do you have a copy?
Hey, Bradley, go ahead.
Well, man, we talked to you before the race. You were started from the pole. You said you were just going to go out there, lay the wood to it for 30 laps. Definitely did that, accomplished that, leading all 30 laps. So, you think you took anything away that you can apply to this All-Star race here in a few minutes?
Yeah, it's extra track time. Anytime you can get track time is a good time. It definitely has a little fall off to it, so it's going to make it interesting. I think it's going to make for some good racing. Going to have to start at the other end of the field, I'm sure, this time around. So just try to keep the nose clean and take what I can get.
Well, we'll definitely be looking forward to you making some waves in that All-Star race. You'll have to come from the back. I asked Sawyer, 75 laps is a lot different than the 30 dash that y'all just had to run. But then again, it's broken into 3 segments of 25 apiece. I feel like you may have just ran that last segment and kind of know what's going to happen, even though the lights will be coming on and we'll be under the night setting. But you think if you've got a slot or got a spot, if you're in position there at the end, you feel like you're going to be that guy, the first ever guy to race his way in and then win the thing?
Man, that would be nice. We'll just have to see what happens and how the cards fall.
All right, well, we'll let you get out of here, but one more time, give a shout out to those sponsors, and we'll let you get back down there with your crew.
Yeah, Kona Brewery, that's about it. They have an awesome beer. It's called Fire Rock. They have a bunch of other beers. Check them out at your local grocer. All
right, well, that was Kelsey Rogers, driver of the number 36 Wall Crusher racing truck. You're going to see Kelsey back in action, as well as Craig Learman, Sawyer Ott. I want to get a word in with Jared Washon, though, because that man was on a mission even though he had the fan vote. Jared Washon.
Hey, Jared.
Oh, a lot of these.
It's me.
Do what?
I think it's me.
You think it's you?
Yeah, see if he'll talk to you.
Jared Washon, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. Do you have a copy?
I do.
Hey, look, he talked to me. He don't like you. Well,
going home.
Man, we saw you have to drop to the back due to the connection issue there, and then come storming back through the field as if you didn't have a fan vote already to rely on. It was impressive to watch. I've got to know, did you learn anything that you're going to apply to the All-Star race?
I believe I did. I figured out how to get off the corners. In practice, I kept getting tight and couldn't really get off turn 4. And I think I learned something through that coming up through the field.
Well, as I said, as I've mentioned to everybody else, you're going to have to start tailback on the field, virtue of the 3 drivers in front of you, and then you with the fan vote. The All-Star race that's getting ready to start here in about 2 minutes is 75 laps, 3 segments of 25 apiece. I asked Kelsey Rogers this. I feel like you've pretty much just ran that last segment plus 5. So as you set your way up, you know, if you're set up in the position with a shot at it at the end, do you feel like maybe you may have a leg up on that competition?
It's kind of hard to tell since it was in daytime and then we're going to be racing at night. So track conditions might be different, but we might have a little advantage, but it might not be much.
Well, we wish you the best of luck in that number 96 truck. Saw the new All-Star scheme on it. Why don't you go ahead and shout those sponsors out and anybody else you'd like before we let you get back down there with your crew?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Icon for coming on board for this race. Hopefully they'll be on for more. We got EE Energy on the truck and NNTS at Diecast Fans, Plan B Sales, and thank you guys for broadcasting this.
Well, we sure appreciate it. We look forward to more of the action coming up, and good luck, sir, as you move on throughout your night.
Thank you, guys.
Once again, that was Jared Washon, driver of the number 96 truck. He will be locked in from the fan vote. I was going to get a word with Brady Briggs. I saw Mama Briggs out saw Mama Briggs out there in the chat. Looks like Brady has already headed back to the hauler. Of course, tough break for him and John Kennedy. Like I said, that's how close you can come to touching the dream of making the All-Star, Robbie, and have it slip away.
Yeah, tough break for Brady tonight. He really drove his heart out. Looks like he may have just used his tires up a little bit too much there at the beginning, and you know, unfortunately, they were able to reel him in there towards the end. But I tell you, man, I'm impressed they made it back to the start finish line.
I know
I'm gonna just be perfectly honest. They had wreck written all over them. They had it written down the side of the truck, on the hood of the truck, on the underside of the truck. I thought we were going to get a gyro cam view.
You thought somebody was going to go airborne and we were going to catch it on that gyro cam. I know you were calling wreck out, you know, 3 laps before the end of the race there. Of course, you know, as Sawyer Ott said, he was smiling from ear to ear. Those guys raced each other with a tremendous amount of respect, with so much on the line, and it just goes to show you the kind of drivers and sportsmanship that goes on around this league.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I tell you, man, these guys race hard. They race intensely, but, you know, they have a lot of respect for each other, and it's good to see and good to hear, you know. But it's going to be interesting to see how much of that friendship carries on into the big race tonight. You know, we got some drivers coming back tonight that earned their way into this race from last year's season that are coming back with the sole intention only of winning a button box. So it's going to be intense. It's going to be awesome. Looking forward to this.
Well, I see everybody out in the chat. Don't go anywhere. We're in the changing over process right now. We're fixing to go back live with All-Star practice, and then originally we had a grid set, but those guys are going to have to qualify virtue of the way this was set up, and then of course your 3 drivers will get, the 3 advancements will get end of the line penalties right off the start just to get them towards the tail of the field. But we want to take a second and communicate with all you guys out there in the chat, because we sure appreciate you tuning in. We couldn't do this, you know, without all of you guys and the numbers that you put up and your undying support to this broadcast. I see Paul out there in the chat again. What's up, man? We're happy you tuned back in tonight. See Mama Briggs out there as she was cheering on Brady. Scott Andreas out there as always. It's definitely great to see all of everybody turning out. And if you thought that last chance qualifier was something to see, get ready, because you're fixing to get 75 laps under the lights. Only the winner's gonna get the big payout at the end of the night, Robbie.
Yeah, only one person walks away with a button box, so you know there's gonna be one really happy person tonight and a lot of pee off people, and that's the point of an all-star race. You know, you're not here for points, you're not here for anything else. You're just here for that money at the end of the day. And while we don't have $1 million to give away like NASCAR does, we got us a nice button box we're giving away. And trust me, these sim racers, they want a button box. Button boxes really help up your rig.
Button boxes is kind of like gold. as we're going to watch right now. We're getting ready. Like I said, the delay is just about over. All 10 of you hold tight as we're fixing to get ready to look in on All-Star practice. The sun has went down, the lights are on, and it is going to be exciting. I tell you what, we're actually going to let the credits roll for just a second. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we promised you that it was just moments away. It has arrived. All-Star practice is underway. You're going to see qualifying for these guys. And then we're going to bring you 75 laps of what I would say is probably going to be complete mayhem, Robbie.
Oh yeah, it's going to be awesome. But I tell you, like I mentioned a while ago, we got some drivers back for this race that earned their way in. I'm going to bring one of them up here and get a word with him and see how he feels about his chances tonight.
Well, I'll let you take that interview away, and I already know who you're talking about. It's a pleasure to have this guy back.
Mike Bruno, this is Robbie Booker in the backwards half production booth. You got a copy, brother?
10-4, bud, I got you.
Man, it's good to hear your voice again, brother. How you been?
Awesome, man. It is great to be back.
I tell you, we're telling the fans out here, you know, you're one of our series regular from the last couple of years. You're taking a little bit of a break from the NMTS this year, running with the Ghost Runner Cup Series. But man, came back for All-Star Night. All-Star Night's all about the big prize. Goal to get the big prize tonight.
Yeah, brother, for sure. You know, man, to be honest with you, I just talked to Bradley a few days ago, you know, got the invite. I'm more than happy to come back, and I had no idea there was a prize tonight, man, so I'm definitely pumped about that, and gonna do all we can do to try and win that bad boy.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Well, tell us how your season's been going this year, man. Catch the fans up on Mike Bruno. What's been going on?
Man, still doing a lot of the B Open. It's pretty much our main thing. Been kind of sliding over to the A Open a little bit too, but running over in the GRCS Cup Series there with Tyler and a couple of the other guys there. We used to run here in the Monday Night Thunder. That's going really well. Having a lot of fun over there. I think I'm first in points over there, so season's been going good. I haven't gotten a W yet, but man, I just keep clicking off those top 5s, top 3s. So kind of that's just the main thing, just to stay consistent and make it to the end, just like I always do, you know.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Well, I know me personally, I'm glad to have you back. I'm pretty sure Bradley himself, I'm not going to talk for him. I'll let him talk for himself. But man, I know we're glad to have you back. Anybody you want to shout out? We let you get back to practice.
Man, it's good to be back. It's good to hear your voice, buddy. I ain't talked to you guys in so long. Yeah, just want to thank my team, MR Motorsports, Gen X Racing, my sponsor, Amsoil, and thank all you guys, man. And as usual, appreciate everything you guys do.
Heck yeah. Bradley, anything you want to add before we let him go?
No, man, just happy to see you back in a truck here in the NMNTS. I know when I talked to you the other day, you said that you were more than happy to come back and looking to steal that big prize away from these guys. So always exciting to watch and can't wait.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thanks again for the invite.
Once again, that was Mike Bruno, number 19. As I'll let Robbie move him back to where he was. There, Robbie already done it. Look at Robbie go.
I didn't want to say anything to. I didn't want to say anything to Bruno. That's
well, hold
good.
on one second. Hold on.
I
let you go too soon. Somebody else wants to talk to you.
All right, gotcha.
Hey, Mike Bruno, this is Terry Mason, bud. How you doing?
Terry, what's up, bud? How you been,
Not
man?
much, buddy. Hey, I at least want to say before Robbie just abruptly moved you, it was good to. It's good to see you back on the track, man. I'm glad to see you here with the NMNTS All-Star Race.
I appreciate it, bud, man. It's like I said, I'm so happy to be back, to be honest with you, man. I'm pumped about tonight.
Man, we are happy to see you, and we wish you the best of luck for tonight.
Thank you, brother. Really appreciate
All right, buddy.
it.
Take care, man.
See you, bud.
Now we'll let him get back down there with the team.
All right. You know,
Rob.
Enough. I'm going to the vending machine and get me a hot dog.
Sounds like you've been over there running on the Stairmaster for a minute.
Hey, I just had to run from the infield up to the tower. I need a hot dog.
I don't want to hear nothing about running. We have a golf cart now. I'm the one that used to have to run.
Hey, those golf carts don't get me up the bleachers, man.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to pull another driver up here that's returned tonight, and we're going to get a word with him. Jared Beasley's Bradley Wilson, the backwards hat booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Brad.
Well, buddy, excited to see you back here Monday night truck racing with us for the All-Star event. You earned this via your win at Phoenix in the Hunt last year. You know, I've talked to Bruno. I talked to you guys throughout the week. You were all excited to come back, and I understand you're here just to maybe put an end to the dominance of Jared Mogard and steal this big prize away from him.
Sorry, can you say that again? Somebody was speaking.
That's all right. What I was saying is I've talked to you throughout the week, and I know that you are here to put an end to some dominance you've seen as you've tuned in and steal that big prize away along with Mike Bruno. It's got to feel good as MR Motorsports kind of rides again here tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's good to be back. We've been actually talking about it, about people that we miss and all that good stuff. But it's great to be back. We miss it.
Well, tell me a little bit about what you've been doing. I know you've been over there running in the Ghost Runner Cup Series. I hear things over there going quite well. Can't give Tyler and all you guys enough credit for what you're doing over there, but give us a little insight as to what it's been like and, you know, what you've been taking and doing.
I've been practicing a little bit here and there, but not a whole lot. And yeah, Ghost Runner Cup Series has been a great league. And that's all I've been running, really. I haven't done too many official races or anything like that. I practice a little bit here and there, but it is what it is.
Bet I know what he's been doing.
What's that?
I bet I know. I'm gonna say that Jared has been swept up in the Fortnite craze.
Oh no, Jared! Come on.
I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. That is one thing.
Well, nonetheless, we're glad to have you back under the lights here for the All-Star race. You, like I said, once again, you earned this me of a win of Phoenix last year in the hunt. So definitely look forward to watching you as you get out there and shake things up, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Once again, we'll call it, we might as well just go ahead and call it, that was MR Motorsports number 15, Jared Beasley. Practice continues on as people start to file in. Don't go anywhere, as qualifying is going to come up next for this. If you're out there in the chat right now and you want to hear from a driver, man, drop us a line. We'll do our best to facilitate that need before qualifying rolls on. We also want to give a shout out to everybody right now out at the Cowboys of Colorado bar in Colorado as they tune in every Monday night via our YouTube side of things. And if you're out there watching on YouTube, I know we haven't mentioned much about the YouTube side of things tonight, but we are streaming live to it as well, showing you some love right now, and we hope that you're ready for 75 laps of heart-pounding action.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race tonight. It's going to be fun. We got old faces, new faces, NMNTS All-Star night. That's what it's all about.
Now, you mentioned the old faces, new faces coming together. Qualifying should be just about ready to get underway here. Like I said, earlier in the week, we thought that there was going to be a predetermined order. However, virtue of the way this race was set up, we had to host a qualifying session, which is going to work out, you know, to the advantage of some drivers who may have started in the back. You know, other drivers who had that locked-in front row position definitely going to be wishing that maybe they would have had it through qualifying. However, it's, 77 degrees right now, wind out of the north at 1 mile per hour. Definitely going to be conditions prime for racing, Robbie. Trevor Hart.
I believe Robbie's still at the concession stand getting a hot dog.
Oh, he might have been. Trevor Harmon out there in the chat watching from the grandstands. Trevor, we sure do miss you, buddy. I know you're one of the guys that was out there on the West Coast that didn't get to make it. So maybe tomorrow night will be the night. And like I said, we sure miss you in attendance here. Would have liked to see you try to race your way into this. Got 10 viewers out there right now on the Facebook side of things. We want to welcome you all to the show. Terry, you were in that open. I wanted to talk to you before we got rolling here. You were in that open, man. Tell us what it's like to be out there tonight and just the electricity in the air of an All-Star week.
Oh, man, you can feel it, especially coming to the green flag. Sweaty palms, your nerves are all tense. Every position matters. And, I wasn't really expecting the race to go as green as it did, so I was kind of trying to save some tires. But I guess I just burned them up a little early, so a little disappointed in my finish. I think we ended up finishing 7th, but we brought the truck home in one piece, which I guess that's all that matters. About to put the crew to work for next weekend, but you can really feel it as soon as you load up in the truck, and you put your helmet on, it's game face.
Well, qualifying's going on right now. You're fixing to see times start rolling in on your ticker. You're watching Jared Beasley as he was one of the first out on the racetrack. Get it while the getting's good. We're going to see what Beasley puts down here at the line. It will be quick time. And it will be, oh, Craig Learman's actually going to sneak in there on quick time. So, of course,
oh, wait, Sawyer Ott just took quick time.
now Spence Thompson to the top of the board with a 29.801.
Wow.
Man. You know, there's a lot of extra grip with the lights on now under the nightfall that you didn't have in that last chance qualifier. We knew speeds were going to pick up. Of course, Jared Mogard right there on the heels of Spence Thompson. Now Jared Beasley back to the top of the board with a 29.679. Had to get that rubber band wound up. Of course, you do see. Look at the new quick time, Mike T. Bruno, restaking his claim to the NMNTS series early here. Taking the pole so far for the All-Star race. PJ Popham's now up to second, Beasley to third, Mogard to fourth, Sawyer Ott in fifth. Just like that, we've had a new player into the mix. Ryan Broderick out of Pennsylvania going to put down third quickest with a 29.675.
These are definitely a lot quicker laps than what we were running in the open. Again, you know, we run that in the late afternoon. These guys are running under the lights in the dark. So, I mean, this is go time.
It is go time as well, indeed. I see Zach Lingren out there now making his qualifying attempt. Matthew Walzenbach, Kelsey Rogers, Joe Burchett, a few of them out there. As we continue to look on for qualifying, Jared Mogard going to bring it to the pits. We look now at Kelsey Rogers as he goes through 1 and 2. We told you these guys are going to have to start at the back. However, they are being able to qualify for pit stalls right now. Pit stalls are going to be kind of important here, Terry.
It is. I mean, especially when you're making a green flag or any kind of pit stops under caution. I mean, as soon as you can get across that line, you want to lock into that position. One thing that we did notice, Brady and I, during the the Open, was track position is going to be key.
Well, Robbie, I hear you back. I'm glad you made it back from the concession stand in one piece. Right now, Mike Bruno is on top of that board, Robbie, in a place that we've seen him many, many times.
Yeah, Mike Bruno definitely is one of the guys to beat tonight. Not a surprise that he's up at the top, but I tell you, these guys aren't going to back away from him. BJ's right there with him at 29.673, but right now, I tell you, dude, this is going to be tight.
Oh, it's going to be a great race. I can't wait to watch it. I mean, unfortunately, I wish I was down there in the truck racing this, but I have the second best view up here with you guys.
Well, we've got about 14 of you out there in the Facebook live chat right now. Hey, drop us a line. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know who you're pulling from and or pulling for, should I say. And definitely, if you've got any interviews you want to get in, we'll try to facilitate those needs as the night goes on.
Let's see. I got one I want to do real quick. Well, made my way back down to the stands real quick, hanging out with Trevor Harmon. Trevor, Haller just broke down on you, bud?
Yeah, that's a 10 for you. That's a long haul coming from the good old state of Arizona, and halfway through we ran into some engine troubles and showed up about 9 laps into that last chance qualifier and just missed the show. So hopefully we don't have those problems come the Cup race tomorrow.
Well, man, you're sitting in the stands. Cold one in the hand. What's your thoughts for tonight, man? You watched the Open?
I did watch the Open, and that was some great tight racing. I can only imagine what this show is going to be like. You know, there's a lot of big heavy hitters in here. You know, that's why it's the All-Star race. It's the best guys in this group, and this is going to be fun, tight racing, and I can't wait to watch it.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Well, we'll come down every now and then, holler at you, see how you're doing in the stands, get your view from a fan in the stand.
10-4, you guys have fun up here.
Take care, driver.
Kenny Yant's out in the chat. He's pulling for Jackson Allen. Daniel Hauser says you got to pull the evil outlaw in from Arkansas. Of course, that would be Michael Redding. Let's go ahead and get Redding up here. I'll get him up here, get radio contact with him, and we'll see just what he thinks. Michael Redding, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, man, I talked to Bruno, I talked to Beasley. It's got to be nice for you as a team owner to have, so to speak, MR Motorsports going to ride again tonight. Definitely glad to see those guys back in action. But, you know, you made it into this race through the only dirt race on the program. Of course, we all know this is your farewell tour to asphalt, as you'll be, you know, focusing solely on the dirt next year. But definitely says something about those dirt skills to be the winner of the Dirt Derby at Eldora last year in 2017 and lock your way into this.
Yeah, I hope to repeat that race again this year too. But we got our work cut out tonight starting in the back, but at least I got my team to lean on to help me get back to the front. So looking forward to riding with them again one last time over here at NMNTS.
Well,
that's right.
I kind of got to feel like this almost could play into a driver like you, because it's 75 laps tonight, but man, it's unlike anything we have, as it's broken down into 3 segments, and that's almost like a 25 lap feature.
Yeah, it's going to be fun getting these 3 segments at 25 each. It's just elbows up, go to work.
Well, we'll definitely be looking for you to make some excitement from the back to the front. Daniel Hauser wanted to just get a word with you. He's out there cheering you on, so good luck tonight, man, and maybe we'll be talking to you from Victory Lane when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I hope so. Appreciate it, guys.
Once again, that was MR Motorsports number 2 of the Evil Outlaw out of Batesville, Arkansas, Michael Redding. He's got a long way to go, man. As he said, he's going to start 16th after qualifying, so definitely going to be, you know, something to behold. We'll get to talk with Mike Bruno one more time, as he was your Quick Time Award winner, and then we'll let the show roll on. Mike Bruno, it's Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Damn for it, brother. I got you.
Well, man, going out putting that thing on pole like we've seen you do so many times throughout last year and the beginning of this year. 75 laps broke into 3-lap segments. The wind's kind of been changing as it's, you know, the dynamic race setting tonight. It's been changing anywhere from about 3 miles out of the north to anywhere from northwest. So a little breeze out there, but I want to talk about how you're going to attack this thing from the pole. 75 laps broke down into 3 25-lap segments. Starting from the pole, I talked to Redding just now. I said, man, to a dirt driver like you, this is just kind of like 3A features stacked on top of each other. I would think that, you know, it being 25 laps starting from the pole, it's probably just go out there and lay the wood to it.
Yeah, I think that's going to kind of be the plan, but I got a feeling she's going to tighten up there after a few, you know. That's kind of what I'm getting ready for. I've done a few laps in the open, but not the fix, so it's going to be kind of a guessing game here as to what it's going to do after about 5-10 laps. But like you said, man, just got to keep it out front and hopefully stay there.
Well, good luck tonight doing that. I know you've got a bunch of hungry drivers behind you. As we look forward to the excitement, man, I feel like this is going to be one heck of a show.
Yes, sir. I feel the same, man. I'm pumped about it.
All right. Well, once again, that was Mike Bruno going to win the pole out of tonight in that 19 truck. Of course, Mike Bruno locked himself into this event via a few wins last year. You can name whichever one you'd want and some poles if wins wouldn't have been enough. But, Robbie, like I said, man, having these guys come back tonight, it kind of adds a whole new level of excitement and electricity in the air.
Yeah, it does, man. I tell you, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, man. But, you know, this year, Jared Mokar has been the story of the NMTS, you know, dominating race after race after race this year. It's going to be interesting to see how he stacks up against Mike Bruno and Jared Beasley, who were 2 guys that fought for it all the way down to the bitter end last year. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, but I don't think anybody's going to roll over for anybody tonight. You know, I think it's going to be a rock'em sock'em rowback bot kind of night, and it's going to be fun, brother.
Well, I know that, you know, there's no points on the line tonight, first and foremost. It's a winner-take-all event. You know, I've got to think if you've been holding the chips, you know, speaking of the excitement and the rivalries in this league, of course, we saw some great racing to close that thing out. The last chance qualifier, but I've got to think that maybe if you have chips you're holding, you know, so to speak, on somebody the All-Star race could be the time to cash them in.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you got a grudge, tonight's the night to let it all out.
Oh, I agree.
First of all, they're in your way between you and the button box. You know, that's one rule number one. You're in my way between me and that button box. Number two, I remember what you did to me a couple weeks back at a certain racetrack. You didn't cut me that slack when I wanted slack. It's all right. I ain't cutting you none tonight either.
Well, they're starting to file in on the Facebook stream of things, as we've got about 20 viewers out there watching right now. We appreciate everybody who's tuned in, as you're just moments away from the start of the 3rd annual NMNTS Monday Night Thunder All-Star event, this year being brought to you by SimSpec PZ, the title sponsor. A DSD button box, which is like gold to a lot of these sim racers, is up for excuse me, up for grabs tonight. And I know that everybody's going to want to get a piece of it. I do want to give a special shout out to somebody I see out there watching in the chat, though. John Perkins is watching. I know a lot of you have been around, followed it for a long time. John Perkins was actually one of the founding members of this league when we ran it on console, what seems like years ago. But that man is actually, I think, 3rd on the all-times win list board right now and has a few of these championships, so he knows how to definitely get it done. I just wanted to take a second and shout out John Perkins. I saw his name pop up in the chat. But Terry, I wanted to talk to you about something else as we get ready to go. They're fixing to start gridding up, but you know, after this race, we have a week off for the holiday next week. And then we start what I've branded as the Hell Tour, which is about 12 weeks through the summer, no off weeks, a show week after week. You know, it's going to be a nice little break in the off week next week, but how do you plan to attack the back half of your season?
Well, unfortunately, as a driver, there is no such thing as an off week. We're bringing a WFO truck here, and we'll be doing some practice all week.
Good deal. Well, we look forward to seeing it. Right now, we're going to go down and call out that grid. I'll call the first row, and then I'll let Robbie follow me. And Terry, we'll work you into the mix tonight, and you can call out row 3, the row 3, and the other numbers.
I do appreciate it.
On the front row tonight, the man who needs no introduction, the driver out of New England, the number 19, that is Mike T. Bruno. To Mike's outside, he's going to have the one car. That will be Pacer Popham.
Second row on the inside is going to be the 32 Tide truck of Ryan Broderick out of Pennsylvania. His outside is going to be the 29 green Power Ranger truck of Matthew Welsenbach.
And starting on the 3rd row, starting in the 5th position, a longtime NMNTS favorite, Jared Beasley. And to his outside, Joe Burchett. And Joe Burchett, he's my pick for tonight.
Well, Joe Burchett locked his way into this race via a win just a few weeks ago. One row behind Joe Burchett, that's where you're going to find season point leader Jared Mogard into his outside, bringing back that My Little Pony scheme for the All-Star race. That's the 85 truck of Zach Lindgren.
One row back, man that raced his way in through the open to be the 49 of Sawyer Ott, and to his outside, the number 4 truck of Jackson Allen.
Kelsey Rogers will be one row behind that. Of course, these open guys will go tailback, virtue of having to start from the back, but they get those all-important pit positions. But to that outside will be the 89 truck, 2016 NMNTS Monday Night Thunder champion Spence Thompson.
And starting row 7th and 13th position, we have Jason Alexander. And to his outside, in 14th position, the number 11 of Blake Pallone.
One row back from that, you'll see him dropping to the back right now. That's Jared Washon, but to his outside, driver of the number 2 out of Batesville, Arkansas, made this race by winning the only dirt race last season. That is Michael Redding.
And last row, complete your field, is going to be the 43, Craig Lerman, that raced his way in through the open, and the 9 of Aiden Young.
You know,
well,
I gotta say I'm shocked for Aiden started shotgun on the field.
You know, Aiden raced his way in last year out of the open. So, and then he picked up a win later in the season that locked him into this. So I'm kind of with Terry. It's definitely, you know, one of Aiden's better tracks, and kind of a shock to see him, you know, not be able to put that truck closer to the front, but we'll definitely be looking for him to do great things come the start of this thing. Here we go, fans. 25 laps, first segment. Mike Bruno's going to lead him down. The pace car looks to make that hard left into pit road. Pacer Popham's going to be starting on his outside. Fellow teammate Mark Broderick behind him. They're going to wait for the green flag to fly. Green flag in the air. We're underway. All-Star Racing.
Yeah, PJ Popham got a good start on the outside of Mike T. Bruno. As they go down into turn 1, look for Bruno to take advantage of the fresh tires on the bottom.
Here comes Bruno digging on the bottom. Broderick's going to be digging to the outside as they head down the backstretch, still 2x2 into turn 3.
Yeah, Broderick to the inside of Popham right now. Broderick looks like he got a little bit tight, had to back out of it, then moved Beasley to his bumper. That's going to stack him up from third going back.
We'll get a look back with Jared Washon, your fan vote winner, and Sawyer Ott. They raced their way in. We'll look off the roof. A lot of trucks between them and the front of the field. Terry, I've got to wonder, maybe if anybody's thinking caution early here and trying to take care of their stuff.
That could be. That's one thing I was kind of wondering about with Aiden with his starting position is maybe he just wants to ride in the back and see, let the carnage ensue. That way he keeps his car in one piece.
Well, Aiden's got teammate Sawyer Ott behind him. They've got Kelsey Rogers, who won the Open, in front of them. And then a gaggle of trucks right up here around Blake. Oh! They're going to wad them up. Everybody's going to keep it straight. I don't know how. Spence Thompson was in that mix. Looks like Joe Burchett in the mix as well. We stay green. I don't know how they kept it under them.
And that's why they're in the All-Star race.
Good explanation. I would follow that. Right now, we've got a lead change. New leader, Pacer Popham, took it through the trial. Was going to lead Mike Bruno down the backstretch.
Right now, PJ Popham's going to try and put that truck in the wind and try and take away this segment from everybody. But I tell you, heck of a job by the group back there to not have a bigger accident than what that actually was.
Well, a lot of those trucks with damage, but they'll get segments to work on them. Hopefully everybody can keep it going. As you see, Blake Falone right now will ride on the pillar cam with Sean to the inside with a strong move as they go through turn 1 and 2. Little bit of damage to the hood of that truck, Terry, but it's not very bad.
No, I believe, this segment's only 25 laps. I believe once he gets into the pits, get 4 tires, his crew will bang down the hood, put a little bit of tape on it. He'll be good to go.
Well, you see Jared
Thompson, though, he's got some major issues right now. He's falling like a rock in the field.
Yeah, definitely so. The Savaga Naturals truck definitely got a wadded up front end on it. As Aiden Young's going to pull the slider through 1 and 2. This will be for the last positions. However, like I said, these guys just got to ride it out here for about 20 more laps, 19 now, as they're going to get the caution at the completion of lap 25.
Yeah, I'm looking at the front end of the 89 truck, and his whole front end is caved in, and both his fenders have damage. He's probably right in the back, just trying to keep an eye on his water temps, make sure that he doesn't blow the engine.
Well, I want to give a call to Michael Redding right now as he's raced his way up from 18th to 8, 10 spots in just a few laps. Like I said, man, Mike, this kind of plays into Redding's hand as it's kind of like having 3 dirt features stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, I tell you, it's basically feature tonight. So you got to get what you can get while the getting's good. But I tell you, the battling back here in the back, 43 of Craig Lerman and the 83 of Joe Burchett. I tell you, it's getting intense.
Yeah, that's the battle I'm watching. Jared Washon is right there behind him. He's wanting to be a part of this.
Well, you see the front end of Joe Burchett's Toyota Tundra a little wadded up. However, not really stopping the progress as much as some of the others. Like I said, these drivers will have a pit stop here in just about 15 laps to bring those trucks down and work on them. It may be one of those things, Robbie, where you're doing damage control through these first 2 segments, just pitting when you can to get it fixed.
Yeah, you're going to have to. I tell you, right now there's several trucks with some major damage on them that's really going to hold them back, until they can get it fixed. But the goal is to be there at the end. So, you got the break here between stage 1 and 2. You have another one between stage 2 and 3, so hopefully that's enough for these guys to get fixed.
Well, here comes Jared Mogard as he works around the outside of Zach Lindgren right now. You're seeing all this from the roof of the 5 truck, Jason Alexander's. Now he goes to put a move on Lindgren down the back stretch into 3.
It looks like he will clear going into turn 3. Zach Lindgren will pull in behind him as they settle in on the front straightaway. But Zach Lindgren looking at the inside, coming on the 4th, he'll try him, but he wants that position back.
Maybe looks for a crossover move. Robbie, Jared Mogard's truck was one of those that was involved in that little scuffle down the backstretch. You see the spoiler kind of misconformed just a little bit. This is a high aero track. You've got to wonder if that's playing into the, into the where Mogard's running right now in that 8th position.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has some effect on him right now, but I tell you right now, him and Zach are really lucky that Mogard kind of had a connection issue right there, right when that wreck happened. Because if it wasn't for that, both of those trucks would be completely destroyed.
Well, here we go. Battle back at the front. Mike Bruno's going to look to the inside of Pacer Popham this time as they go down the backstretch into turn number 3. Now going to slide right up. Looks like he almost made a run, but it's not going to quite get there.
The bottom, I'll tell you, once these tires start wearing, the bottom's really hard to make a pass on. The best thing you can hope for is get a good run right off the exit, because you really need to be alongside that truck when you dive it down in the corner. That way you can slide them.
Yeah,
well,
perfect example of that right now is the 96 truck. Jared Washon just pulling the slider on a number 43 truck, Craig Lerman.
We'll go back and take a look at that action. It's a little further in the field. Jared Washon continuing to be on the charge. He had to start in the back. Now worked his way up to about the 13th position. You've got Craig Learman, and Aiden Young all nose to tail as they come off turn 4.
Oh yeah, this is good battles all the way through this race. And I tell you, right now, Mike Bruno is to the inside of Pacer Popham, heading down the backstretch. He's in that position
Zach
you need to be
on
in.
the apron.
I saw him get on the apron. Looks like the truck's still running. I don't know if maybe it got out from underneath Zach going into turn 1 and 2. Nonetheless, problems for the reigning champion of the All-Star race early.
He looked like he was trying to take a high arc going into turn 1 and got into the outside wall.
Well, here we go, side by side, coming off of turn 2, back for that top spot. Robbie, these guys keep racing side by side like that. That's going to bring Jared Beasley and Broderick back into the mix.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing though. I think I'm kind of caught on to what Bruno's game here is. Bruno got out there and led the first couple laps, and it looks like he kind of let PJ go. He's kind of let PJ burn his stuff up for the most part, because Bruno seems to be able to run him down at will. He's just having trouble getting by him.
I'm not in there, Rob.
Sorry about that. We had some sound issues for just a second. I accidentally hit the wrong button. My apologies. I cut Terry off. Nonetheless, though, here we go. Battle back for the lead. Terry is Bruno goes to the inside of PJ Popham once again.
Yes, side by side going to turn 1. You could not get a piece of paper in between them. I figured Popham would probably carry the momentum coming on the straightaway, but Bruno staying side by side with him.
17 of you out there watching in the Facebook side of things right now. You're seeing one great race out front as these two have been side by side for a little bit, but there's action all over this racetrack right now. As you see, Jason Alexander just got passed by Kelsey Rogers moments ago. Kelsey was the winner of your opens, now looking to work his way up through the field.
Yeah, he's moved himself up to 8th position. Heck of a run from Kelsey.
Go on board with Jared Mogard right on that pillar cam as he gets a look at Kelsey now. Mogard looks to have the momentum in turn 3, but here comes Kelsey right back to the bottom.
Oh, looks like Bruno's going to try to make a crossover move on PJ Popham from the lead.
To the outside goes Mike Bruno. The momentum's going to carry him. We'll see if he's going to be able to use it.
Bruno's in prime position.
Yep, I believe that outside lane is the way to go. You'll carry that momentum coming onto the straightaway. And he has cleared PJ Popham by about a truck length going into turn 3.
Back to the front goes Mike Bruno, and just like I said it, those guys were going to keep racing. That has brought Jared Beasley right back up into the mix along with teammate Mark Broderick.
Yeah, right now you got 4 trucks at the front that you can cover with a blanket, but it's far from over, although we're down to just 6 laps to go.
6 laps to go in stage 1 as we'll bring these trucks to pit road, let them get service. They won't get to hold their position, so Robbie Terry, I've got to wonder if maybe you're going to see some gambles on pit road.
You know, with the way this race has started off, green flag, no cautions, I think if the race would have been caution field, you may have seen some gambles, but with this race looking like a green flag run, I believe they'll take all 4.
Well, you see the top 4 right now as they run around the track. We're going to go back here with Sawyer Ott as he battles with Jason Alexander. Jared with Sean just in front of him. Sawyer Ott, another one of those drivers that raced his way into this through the last chance qualifier you guys saw just right before this.
We got a battle here for 3rd position. We got Broderick looking to the inside of Jared Beasley in the front straightaway.
Here we go. Mark Broderick's wasted no time. The Daytona winner's going to try to race his way up into this picture. As we've mentioned a few times this season, Mark Broderick, the only driver who's locked into the postseason hunt right now, via being the No Bull 5 winner in Daytona.
Yeah, Broderick took full advantage of being a No Bull driver. Was able to pull off the victory in the opening race of the season, locking himself into the hunt. First time ever that the NMTS has guaranteed a driver a spot in the hunt by winning a race.
Then we'll go back and look at this battle again in the field as you see Sawyer Ott right now. Joe Burchett looks like that damage may still be hurting that 83 Toyota Tundra, as well as a few others that got caught up. You see Zach Lindgren still well off the pace, as well as Blake Falone back here and Spence Thompson. Spence Thompson's going to be rounding out the field right now. He's going into turn number 2, and Mike Bruno in that lead pack is coming through the tri-oval right now.
Yeah, that caution can't come soon enough for Spence Thompson. You know he's want to get in there, get his repairs fixed, and get back onto the track.
Well, here we go.
Champ right now.
Exactly.
Well, here we go. Broderick going to look to the inside of Jared Beasley one more time. He'll work the bottom through 3 and 4, maybe going to throw it deep and sell it cheap as he'll look for the slider. Not quite going to get there. Beasley fights back to the outside.
Yeah, Beasley's done a good job of fighting back to the outside. He's got one more lap to try and hold off of fighting Broderick on the bottom.
They're still side by side coming onto the back straightaway. I was wondering if Broderick would try to slide the slider, but they will stay side by side going into turn 3 with Beasley on the outside.
One guy we haven't talked about very much, he's inside the top 5. That's Matthew Welsenbach, the driver out of California. I was just trying to get a look at this truck to see if he might have got caught up in some of that melee. But once again, that 29 truck looking pretty solid. You saw him have a solid run last week. You know, he's got to be thinking maybe he's carried some momentum into this All-Star event.
Oh yeah, definitely bringing some momentum into it. But I tell you right now, exciting first segment out of the way. You're getting ready for pit stops here for segment 2. I don't know about the viewers out there, but from where I'm sitting, this is a pretty darn good race.
Definitely a lot of excitement. Of course, this track has a lot more grip in it now that the lights have come on. We're under that night setting. Around 78 degree for our track temp right now as we look on with off the roof of Mike Bruno's truck. The field's going to catch the pace car this time out of turn number 2. Everybody going to get woed up. Well, it's not really a big surprise to me, Robbie. We talked to the man multiple times this week just to kind of get a feel of where he was at. And he let us know, look, guys, I'm coming for one thing and one thing only, and that's maybe to stop the dominant run that Jared Mogard's had throughout the weeks here and take home a button box.
Oh, yeah. Bruno's been dead set and serious this week. You know, yeah, he's happy to be back. You know, he's happy to be a part of the NMTS All-Star Series tonight. He's happy to be, you know, back with guys that he used to race with all the time. But plain and simple, he only came back for one reason only. And that's to show everybody that he is still one of the best drivers in the NMTS Series to take home that button box.
Well, everybody's going to stack up behind him down pit road. We'll ride on the on the roof cam of Mike Bruno, as he'll have that preferred first pit stop, or pit stall, I'm sorry. Jesse Mason out there in the chat. Jesse, it's nice to see you out there, man. Said Beasley was just kind of haunting him through that first segment.
Yeah, Beasley was doing a good job of stalking those guys. I think he may have had a little something extra left there at the end, but he just kind of waited on him. But I tell you, PJ Popham with a slow stop.
Popham's going to lose quite a few spots right now as he's just getting off pit road. I've got him coming out and around the 6th, 7th position.
Yeah, that's sure what happened there.
Well,
I'll tell you what, let's get a word with our stage 1 winner.
We'll sure do it. I'll let you take it over.
Mike Bruno, Robbie Buckner, back with that production booth. Congratulations on winning stage 1, brother.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, bud.
Well, you come back, won the pole, won practice, won stage 1. Only 2 more to go, right?
Yeah, it's not going to get any easier, that's for sure.
Well, I tell you though, man, it looked like there at the beginning of that segment, you know, you went out there, led a couple laps, and it looks like you just kind of let PJ go, and it just sort of brought him back to you. Were you trying to save tires, see what would happen on the long run there?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, I know the segments are short, so I was still kind of pushing a little hard there, but at the same time, I didn't want to push too hard. Like you said, just try and save a little bit for the end there, and it seemed to work out.
All right, man. Well, best of luck to you here on the second segment. Fans out there loving to see you back in the series, man, and they're pulling for you to take home that button box.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it. Thanks, bud.
I'm actually going to get Kelsey Rogers up here now as Kelsey Rogers creeped inside the top 5. Kelsey Rogers, this is Bradley Wilson. Do you have a copy?
Go ahead, Bradley.
Well, man, we saw you won the last chance qualifier. Already worked your way up through the field. How's that 36 truck feel now that the lights are on?
It's working pretty good. There's a lot more grip out here than before, that's for sure.
Well, do you think you've got anything to get up there and challenge for the win, take home that button box?
Man, I hope so. These guys are tough. The harder you get up here, the faster you get up here, the harder it is to pass them, so we'll see. Well, good luck throughout this next 25 lap segment, and maybe we'll be talking to you as the winner of it. Position yourself for that 3rd one. Hey, thanks, guys.
Once again, that was Kelsey Rogers, driver of the number 36. Lights are off on the pace car, Robbie. We're going to go back green next time.
Yes, sir. Get ready for stage 2. Get some good racing going on. I see Corey Walters is out there watching tonight. Corey Walters, another one of the guys who's running the NMTS with us. Unfortunately, Corey wasn't locked into the All-Star race tonight, so kind of like me, the viewer, but I just get to talk more than he gets to tonight.
Well, I wanted to go back and take a look at your points leader, Jared Mogard, as he's going to restart in the 11th position. He'll be lined up behind Michael Redding and Jared Washon. Jared Washon already up to 6th right now in the Yee Energy Drink Toyota Tundra. That's a special paint scheme that Washon has on here for the All-Star race. We'll get you a few looks at it. Definitely a good-looking truck. Terry, or Robbie, I'm going to let you go ahead and take it away for the restart, man.
All right, brother. You got MR Motorsports drivers on the front row. MR Motorsports inside the 2nd row. The odd man out right now is Kelsey Rogers. They come off of turn number 4. Pace car is going to drop. Field's under Bruno's control, and he is on the loud pedal. And we are back underway. Stage 2 racing with the NMTS All-Star race.
Mike Bruno gets a good jump heading down into turn 1. But Jared Beasley gets just an equal one as they're going to gap the field by about seven trucks going down the backstretch, Terry.
Yeah, they had a heck of a run. So kind of going by what Robbie was saying with all the teammates up front, and just kind of curious, do you think the teammates are actually working together, or this is all about the win? It's all about getting that button box.
Ain't nobody working together tonight.
Got that right. This is every man for himself. This is the All-Star race.
I go ahead and tell you right now, Bruno is going to do everything within his power to keep Beasley from winning this thing, and Beasley's going to do everything he can to beat him to it.
Hey, you want to be a race car driver? You want to try it?
This is true.
Well, we go on the gearbox camera right now of Craig Learman as you're looking back at Jared Washon and Jared Mogard. A Jared battle throughout the mid part of the field, but Aiden Young is slowly starting to creep his way up in there now, the driver out of New England as well.
Yeah, he's got a shotgun on the field. He has moved up to 11th and making ground.
Yeah, Aiden wasn't going to be in the back for long. You know, but he's making his way up front. But I tell you, what's impressing me, I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, but 7th and 8th right now, really, honestly, 4th, 7th, and 8th are the three guys that race their way into this, with Sean right behind them in 9th. You know, our open racers are proving that they're not just the best of the rest. They're just as good as everybody else.
Hey, they could pull a Michael Walker.
They're definitely got some statements to be made. The last lap by, it looks like Mike Bruno was the fastest truck on the racetrack, your race leader. Jared Beasley, however, just not less than a 10th off of him, running in 2nd.
Yeah, Beasley's doing a great job right now of keeping up with Bruno. But I tell you, Mike Bruno is putting down some blistering laps. That last time by for Mike Bruno was a 29.635. You got to think he qualified at a 29.637.
We look down as the trucks thunder down the backstretch right now, all in a herd, going off into turn number 3. There's some great racing all around. As we get a look now, Jared Washon's going to look to work to the inside of it. Aiden Young not going to quite get there off of turn 3 down the back, or through the tri-oval. Jared Mogard, however, is going to look to make the run to the outside going into turn number 1.
And don't look now, though. Kelsey Rogers to the outside of Broderick, 1 and 2. Kelsey Rogers is fixing to try and make sure everyone knows his name at the end of the night.
Well, he's already won the last chance qualifier, raced his way in there. You get a look now off the roof of the Tide truck ahead to Kelsey Rogers, that Fire Rock Pale Ale truck. That Toyota Tundra's on the move, Terry.
He really is. I'm very impressed. But I've kind of been fixated here on this battle back here with Sawyer Ott, Craig Lerman, and Aiden Young. They're having a heck of a battle, and they're also bringing in some folks behind them with Jared Washon and Jason Alexander, I believe, are catching up.
We go on the gearbox right now of Craig Learman, looking down into Jared Mogard, who's going to bring it right to the back bumper off of turn 4. Looks to the outside down the tri-oval. Kind of gives Aiden Young the bump just a little bit to maybe carry that momentum off into turn number 1.
Yeah, I tell you, this is getting crazy right now. You got 4 drivers at the front covered by a blanket, then behind that you got 2 drivers covered by a napkin. Then behind that, you got like 18 drivers covered by, I don't know, quilt. But, I mean, it's covered up. You know, hopefully all the fans out there in Facebook land and on YouTube are enjoying the show tonight. Because right now, Jared Beasley is beating on the bumper of our leader, Mike Bruno.
We'll go back and look at the battle for the lead. That's a couple MR teammates up there right now, running 1-2, that close apart as you look off the gearbox of Mike Bruno's truck back to Jared Beasley. And then you look at Jared Beasley's, and he's got Kelsey Rogers knocking on his back door.
Broderick to the outside of Kelsey Rogers.
Looks like Broderick having a little connection issue.
Oh, just a little buddy foo-foo hopping through the server.
Little David Copperfield action going on in, disappearing then reappearing. We'll hope it gets straightened out for the driver out of Pennsylvania.
Looking at his ping, he is very high.
Well, we get a look at Sawyer Ott, another one of those drivers who raced his way in, as he's in the 7th position. Aiden Young, though, getting all he can handle right now of Jared Washon.
I tell you right now, it's an extreme battle. I tell you though, out in the chat though, you got Corey Walters out there watching. Corey, who's going to win it, man? Bruno going to bring home this stage, or is Jared going to get him, brother? You know them both better than the rest of us.
Well, I see another guy out there, Joey Lamb, in the chat, watching. Joey put on a heck of a race here last night in the Ram Series, lost it in a heartbreaker last lap, last corner past Blake Heather. We would appreciate Joey tuning in tonight. Laps starting to click off quickly.
Yeah, my heart goes out to Joey for last night's race. Oh, a little bit of contact between the number 43 of Craig Lerman and Jared Washon.
Little contact. Everybody stays clean and green, though. They're going to line. That's going to shove Jared Washon one position behind Learman.
It's all-star race, man. You don't give an inch right now. You take it.
Oh, no.
Take every inch you get.
You don't give it. They don't give it to you. You take it from them.
I guarantee you there's 18 of the best out here right now that the NMNTS has to offer. And these guys have no give and all take on the mind. Like I said, winner take all, man. Gonna win, pick up that very nice DSD button box courtesy of SimSpec, the title sponsor here at the Monday Night Thunder Series. This is the highest paid private league on the iRacing server to date, as we are going to be dishing out around $8,700 cash and prizes towards the end of the year. Of course, the winner of the championship is going to pick up right around a $2,500 custom gaming tower courtesy of our friends at SimSpec. So we want to tip our hats to John Barron, Ken Yance for all they're doing this year. You know, if you're those guys, you've got to be sitting there with a big smile on your face right now at what you're seeing in the All-Star race that's unfolding before us.
Oh yeah, this has been a highly entertaining race, and it's far from over right now. It looks like we got about 5 laps at the end of this segment, and I tell you, right now Bruno probably isn't driving any harder than he's driven his entire life, because Beasley is making him earn every lap.
Update on Ryan Broderick. Looks like those unforeseen issues have pushed him into the 17th position, 2 laps down. So a heartbreak for the driver who had a strong showing through the first stage. We go look at this battle again. This is right around the 6th, 7th, and 8th positions as these trucks all nose to tail.
You know what, Jared Bogart just made an awesome pass against Sawyer on. That was been a heck of a battle.
Look off the back of the 29 Matthew Welsenbach machine. He's the green Power Ranger tonight, Robbie, for the Jaeger team.
Yeah, man. We got the green Power Ranger, the black Power Ranger.
Oh, we got a spinner!
Oh, wreck, big wreck in the back. We go on board with Aiden Young. I saw him being one of the drivers that spun around. Right when we thought everything was calm, cool, and collected, it proves us to be wrong.
Well, it looks like Jackson Allen got into the left rear, and Aiden Young coming out of turn 4 was sent them both around.
We'll go high up on the blimp right now, the Backwards Hat Productions blimp, as you're going to watch this unfold. Slightest contact, looks like it could have been more aero than anything. Jackson Allen hard into the outside wall, trucks scatter behind him to miss it.
Yeah, it looks like they were kind of running a little tight on that white line, and as long as we've been running, they're definitely going to push up. So a smart move, if you have a truck underneath you, give them a little room, because you know they're going to push. I think that's exactly what happened.
That's the All-Star race, man. We're going to go on board.
I agree with that, but you got to keep the truck in one piece. If I have to let someone go for the last 25 laps, I'm going to do that.
Well, we're going to go on board right now once again with Jackson Allen's gyro cam. You're going to see all the action unfold.
Dramamine time.
I don't know. He didn't get up in the air, but I was just kind of thinking of how Jackson Allen hits the wall right here with the left front and driver's side. Almost reminiscent of a Davey Allison 1992 crash here in the All-Star race.
Yeah, trying to make one hot night come back tonight with that one, I tell you. But tough break for Jackson and Aiden, but it's the All-Star race, man. Oh, Jackson had one heck of a run through the middle of 3 and 4, was really on it coming off the corner. And I'm sure he didn't mean to get into him. There was no intent there. But you're not backing out, man. You're fighting for every position, especially coming out to the end of the second segment. You got to gain all the positions you can to put yourself in a position so that when you hit pit road with these guys, you can possibly gain 1 or 2 more spots.
Well, look at Jared Washawn, maybe going to make the gamble here, racing off of pit road. He'll beat Mike Bruno and Jared Beasley, Kelsey Rogers out. That caution come out right at where the stage break would have been, so we're setting up for the last 25 laps here.
Yeah, it's gonna be an intense one. Tell you what, I got him last time, so how about one of you gentlemen get him this time?
Well, I tell you what, let's spread the wealth a little bit. Let's talk to race leader Jared Washawn and see just about that move there.
All right. Where's Mr. Washawn? There's Mr. Washawn. Eric, have at it.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Jared Washawn, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat booth. Do you have a copy?
I do.
Well, man, we see you beat him out of pit road to take the green in segment 3. You think you've got the truck to keep it up there?
I guess we'll find out. Nothing really to lose, so I went for it, I guess.
Well, this is the All-Star race. Only the winner's going to take home the big prize. I've got to wonder if maybe you're applying anything you learned in that last chance.
Yeah, we're still using what I used earlier to get off the exit. Seems to be working pretty good here on the night time, so we'll just see what happens.
Well, good luck throughout this final stage. I know it's going to be a wild one, but with any luck, maybe we'll be talking to you as the All-Star winner.
I'm either going to keep it straight or we're going to spin it out, so we'll see.
There you go. Checkers or wreckers. That's what the All-Star race is all about. That was Jared Washon, driver of the number 96, as he's going to lead them down to the green flag. They're under caution right now at the command of the pace car. Scott Andreas says All-Star race, can't hold anything back now. I see what you did there, Scott. I am a big fan of the Water Boy, and you're definitely right. You can't hold anything back now. Also got Cameron Ledford out there. How do you qualify for the league? Well, to get into the truck series that you're watching now, you would have to run through either one of the other series that we offer, which is the Sunday night Super Late Model series that's just added the street stocks to it. Or we have a cup series on Tuesday nights that you can find on Max Speed TV. Of course, no new applicants will be accepted through this week, as this is the All-Star event. And the last chance to try to race your way into one of these races was to qualify in a race last week. You had to have entered a race before this week just to run the last chance qualifier. So definitely drop the Facebook page a message out there, though. You can find it on Facebook at NMNTS Racing Series. Corey Walters is telling me that Terry's mic's a little low, so we'll see if we can.
I've seen that a few times here on the chat.
You know, Terry Mason's one of those guys. If you're watching out there and you don't know him, you can't really control him. You can only hope to contain him. So we'll turn his.
You can't even do that.
You can't even contain him. You can use a bull taser on him and it won't work.
We all get the restart, and I'll definitely work on the mic volumes.
All right. Well, we got the pace car coming in. We got Jared Washon. We'll lead him to the field. He's on the loud pedal. Heck of a restart with Mike Bruno in second, Jerry Beasley in third. Is all getting straight in line going into turn 1.
Yeah, Washon with a good start, and that's the only hope he's got is to get a good start and get away from these guys. I have a feeling those tires are not going to help him.
Inertia has started to kind of take effect. I believe Spence Thompson's took that 89 truck to pit road. Oh no, he's still out there. He just came out. He was a late entry on the off of pit road there. Right now, though, the battle's starting to shape up.
Whoa! Good job for Washon keeping control of the vehicle.
Jared Washon definitely took the gamble. He's going to lose a few spots here. Still loose on the high side. 3 wide out of turn number 2.
Awesome move by Greg Lerman, clearing Jared Washon. Hey, at least it wasn't a hashtag not clear. He was actually hashtag clear.
We ride on board now with Jared Mogard. This series.
Jared Washon in the outside wall, multiple cars in the wall and sliding through the grass. We have a vehicle flipping. Leaving us at number 83 at Joe Burchett.
No caution.
No caution as there. Everybody kind of stayed off the racetrack, got cleared out. Joe Burchett's going to come to rest in the infield that is off the racing surface. And now to pit road. Tough break for a number of drivers right there. Up front, though, here comes Kelsey Rogers. She's going to look to the inside of Jared Beasley, while Pacer Popham's going to look to the outside of him.
Yeah, Kelsey looked to the inside of Beasley, which allowed Popham to get to his outside. Popham's going to ride that momentum all the way around him coming out of turn 2 to set his sight.
Here comes Pacer Popham right to the back door. Beasley going to cut it down to the center of the track. Kelsey Rogers still digging that white line on the bottom as we come out of turn 4 and into the tri-oval.
Don't look now with the 29 of Welsenbach and the 43 of Craig Lerman have caught up to this pack. We got 6 trucks up front, and Jared Mogard is trying to haul them down himself.
Ryan Daniels out there pulling for the last 2 remaining Ranger trucks, one of those being Matthew Welzenbach. As you see by Ryan commenting out there in the chat, he is correct. Welzenbach raced his way into this race. Virtue a win at Talladega last year to cap off round 1 of the hunt.
See, this is fixing to get intense, fellas.
Oh yeah, we're not done with the yellow flags. Gary Beasley looking to the inside of Bruno. Will he clear him coming out of turn 2? Bruno with the momentum.
Pacer Popham right to the back door. Here we go into turn 3 one more time. Popham now going to look to the outside of Beasley. That's going to bring Kelsey Rogers right back to the back door.
And I got to tell you, Pacer has a strong truck.
Little bobble. Little bobble, now a bigger bobble.
Pacer's in the wall.
Kelsey's in the wall.
Pacer Popham, Kelsey Rogers into the wall. Meanwhile, this man up into the 3rd position, that's Welzenbach in that 29 Jaeger racing machine.
He's slowly moving up through the field through attrition. Will he have enough time to catch Beasley and Bruno?
You look off the back, there's quite a gap between him and Craig Learman. Off the roof, though, he's got 2 strong trucks in front of him, the MR Motorsports teammates of Jared Beasley and leader Mike Bruno. Laps winding down, 17 to go. With every lap, somebody's getting closer to winning that button box, Robbie.
Yeah, you're down. At this point, you're not giving an inch, you're not taking an inch. I mean, you're not giving an inch, and you're taking 2 miles away from everybody at this point. You know. Oh!
It looked like yeah. Turn 4 is getting a little tight for a lot of these drivers.
A lot of these drivers getting tied off of turn 4. Look at Craig, looking off the back of Craig Learman, though. We're going to go back right here to this battle with Jared Mogard and Kelsey Rogers. Kelsey Rogers still in the fight after making contact with the outside wall.
Right now, I'll tell you though, the worst thing's happening right now for Mogard though. Battling Kelsey right now is just allowing Learman and Welzenbach and Beasley and Bruno to pull away.
Yep. Definitely looks like Kelsey's got a little bit damage on his right front fender and his rear spoiler, so that could be impairing him a little bit.
Well, Robbie, what do you think? Time to let the rough side drag as we're inside 20 to go. Will be 14 to go this time as they cross the line.
But dude, at this point, I doubt there's any more rough side to drag. At this point, you done ran it smooth at this point. You know, these guys are going to battle hard as they come down to it. But I tell you, man, Mike Bruno has been on a rail all night long. But Jared Beasley's been there with him step for step. We know Beasley from last year and, you know, racing with him in the other races. He's not gonna roll over for Bruno. I can promise you this much. If he's 2 Bruno's bumper going into 3 on the last corner, it's going to get interesting.
Do you think we may see the old bump and run, Robbie, between teammates?
I don't think it'll be a bump and run, I'll be honest with you.
Well, we
an all-star race button box on the hand, I'm not bumping you out of the way, I'm moving you out of the way.
Well, we saw Jared Washawn taking that injured number 96 to pit road. He was on the apron when the leaders went by in turn 3. I scoped out a minute ago to get a look at Michael Redding as he and Sawyer Ott are running quite off of this lead pack here. Looks like both trucks have a little front end damage throughout this last segment.
Yeah, this is going to be a 2-horse race unless the caution comes out. Right now, Bruno and Beasley are just pulling away from the field. You know, they've got the 29 truck here by a little over a half a second. So I think it's going to come down to these 2 trucks as we get down to 12 laps to go.
Well, like we mentioned, both of these guys raced their way in virtues of their win last season. Mike Bruno had a couple. Jared Beasley was your Jared Beasley was your winner at Phoenix in the hunt. So
save that one for later.
Yeah.
That'll be a compilation video.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be on the bloopers tape. Just like
my new last name.
As right now we get a look at Craig Learman in the 4th position. He's got Jared Mogard right there behind him. That's going to round out your top 5. Kelsey Rogers remains in 6th.
Yeah, I tell you, it's getting interesting right here, man. These guys are putting on one heck of a show. You know, unfortunately, several trucks have gotten caught up in accidents tonight that probably would have been big contenders in this race. man, you just can't ask for a better race. But right now, Mogard looks like he's going to get to Lerman's bumper as they come off of turn 2.
Here we go. Mogard's going to look to advance one more position. You know, Jared Mogard is one of those guys that will get it done.
Yeah, that's what Corey said you got it right.
Yeah, I saw that in the Facebook chat as y'all started laughing. Here we go, inside of 10 to go, 9 this time. It's been all Mike Bruno tonight, boys, in this all-star race as he's led just about every lap. Pacer got out front throughout the first segment, then Bruno turned it on throughout the second and now into the third.
Yeah, I tell you, Mike Bruno has been just on the money all night long. It's been fun to watch him and Beasley and Alexander. You know, these guys come back tonight for this race. You know, these guys have definitely been missed within the series, but they're all doing great things with the Ghost Runner Cup Series and the other series that they run. But they're back here tonight. Bruno and Beasley both said they were coming to take that button box home. And right now, it don't look like anybody can challenge them for it.
It seems like they picked up where they left off last year.
Well, one man who's going to try to make a challenge, it may be a little too late, is Jared Mogard. Mogard was the fastest truck on the race truck that time.
Yeah, Mogard's definitely coming at this point, but the question is it too little, too late? You know, we're down to 8 laps to go right now, or 7 laps to go right now, as we go into turn 1 under Walzenbach right here. Mogard's 1.993 seconds behind our leader. So it'd be interesting to see if he can make up almost 2 seconds in less than 10 laps.
Well,
I doubt he could.
We're gonna see how much he's got left of those tires right now as Welsenbach's not going away through 3 and 4. This is a battle for 3rd and 4th position right now. Welsenbach has it. Jared Mogard wants it. 6 to go. They crossed the line that time.
Yeah, these guys are definitely putting on a heck of a show. I see our 2017 champs out in the chat right now cheering on the MR Motorsports guys. Too bad Tyler wasn't able to be here with us tonight. You know, he's off vacation with the family, but it'd have been interesting to see how he would have stacked up against these guys tonight.
Yeah, we mentioned the owner-operator of the Ghost Runner Cup Series, Tyler Justice, on vacation, not able to go, but we do want to give him a shout out for all the accolades last year that he had. 2017 Series champion, moved on to start his own Cup League, and I hear things are going very well over there for him. So our hats off to you, Tyler, and we wish you could have been in attendance, but we also appreciate you tuning in. As we're 5 to go now for this time, Mike Bruno's going to come off of turn number 4. Back here behind him, though, these three are still racing for all they've got, as Mogard has actually cleared Welsenbach and Craig Learman. I just don't know if it's enough time. As you see the gap, it's going to be about 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's 2.328 seconds right now back. That battle with Welsenbach there costing almost a half a second. That's a lot of time to try and make out in a short amount of time. But in the words of Smokey the Bandit, got a long way to go in a short time to get there.
Well, Mike Bruno was the fastest truck on the racetrack that time with a 31.265. That is going to be to Jared Mogard's 31.332. Jared Beasley second fastest on the track with a 31.252. So those front trucks have definitely been able to stay right there nose to tail, and they've almost ensured that if it's going to come down to somebody winning, it's going to be one of those two.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those two. But like I said, I think we get down in turn 3. If Jared's on his bumper, Bruno may be in for a huge surprise.
Well, here we go. 2 laps to go. Everything's kind of cycling out. The next flag is going to end it, as we'll continue to watch this battle right now between Mike Bruno and Jared Beasley, because it is the one to watch. A DSD button box on the line. Somebody's going to win it in just a little over 30 seconds right now as they come through the trial one last time. White flag in the air for Mike Bruno.
Yeah, 1 lap to go for Mike Bruno to cap off the comeback tonight to the NMNTS series. But I tell you, Jared's not giving up. Jared's digging the bottom, trying to make up ground as they come off of turn 2. He's going to have one last shot at him as they go down the backstretch.
We go down the backstretch, we ride on the bumper cam of Jared Beasley. if you've got anything, you've got to show it right now. But Bruno's going to pull away off of turn number 4. Your 2018 All-Star winner, Mike Bruno, the driver out of New England in that 19 MR Motorsports ride.
Yeah, heck of a run tonight for Mike Bruno and Jared Beasley. I tell you, these guys all over, you know, all around the entire race tonight. Everybody put on one heck of a show. These guys should be extremely proud of the show that they put on. But I tell you, man, it'd have been tough to find anybody that could really run with Bruno tonight. He had something figured out. He was able to keep that little bit of a gap between himself and everybody else.
Well, we talked to him for the week leading up to this, and he said, you know, I'm coming back with a vengeance for one night to try to prove my namesake and you know, that just how dominant he was last season. And I believe he did it. You know, I believe he did it. Jared Beasley, of course, brings it home 1-2 for MR Motorsports. Jared Mogard's going to round out your top 3. We'll have interviews coming up right just here immediately.
Donuts right now on the front stretch. All right, let's get our 3rd place finisher in here. Jared Mogard, Robin Buckner in the Backwards Hat production booth. Got a copy, bud?
Yeah, you got me, guys.
And got you loud and clear, Jared. I tell you, it looked like there, with about 15 laps to go, you were the fastest truck on the track. You know, you were making up time on these guys, but looks like once you started battling Wassenbach there, it kind of slipped away from you.
Yeah, kind of burnt tires off a little bit doing that, but it was a good run. I mean, we were even with them there at the end. We were starting to run them down a little bit, but yeah, we were even. That's all we had tonight. It was a good race, though. Really good race.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I tell you, you've had a great season this year. Think it could have been different if you could have maybe restarted a little bit further up on that last restart?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's, you know, the first 10 or so laps or so while it's been here before the tires start to wear out, that we kind of just hope to get a good restart there, and we didn't get a very good one. You know, so yeah, maybe a little bit, but I probably shouldn't have messed up on lap 3 like I did, so that really hurt us, and we never really recovered from that.
Well, yeah, speaking of lap 3, man, it looked exciting from our end. Everybody was able to keep it going straight there, man. What happened there in turn 3?
Yeah, well, right up to start there, the truck was handling really good on the bottom. They really didn't have to lift, especially in 1 and 2, and I just went in there, and I don't know if I got the apron or not. I think I might have just a very little bit, and it got tight, and I had to get out of it, and got hit from behind. I mean, there's nothing they could do behind me. It just I had to get out of the gas, keep from running into the guy on the outside of me. So just stupid error on my part, and everybody did a good job of not wrecking it.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish tonight. Anybody you want to thank before we let you get out of here?
Yeah, I just got to thank Nick Coffin with Coffin Racing Graphics and Twitchy Race Reports for bringing on this vehicle each and every week. If anybody wants to sponsor us, we'll definitely take it. Just got to give a shout out to you guys for the league, the broadcast, the sponsor, the button box that was given to Bruno. That's pretty cool to have that. So thanks everybody, and we'll enjoy a week off and get back at her here in a couple of weeks.
Well, heck yeah, Jared. Anybody out there looking for a good driver to sponsor, a winning driver at that, holler at Jared Mogard. Jared will definitely be good for your program. Jared, good solid run tonight, man. Congratulations on the top 3, and we'll see you in a couple weeks as you go out there to try and get, what, win number 5 this year?
5 or 6, something like that. We'll be there though.
Well, he's lost count on how many wins.
I think it's 5.
That's how you know you've been winning. When you can't keep up with your wins, you've been winning.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out quick to Bruno. Congrats to him. He definitely came back and whooped our butts.
Thank you, brother. Enjoy it, Jared. Again, great job tonight, man.
Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, well, Terry, I'm gonna let you talk to our 2nd place finisher, Jared Beasley.
All right, let me pull him up here. All the way down here, Jared Beasley, this is Terry Mason at Backward Hat Production. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, you and Bruno put on one heck of a show today. You think you had anything for him?
I did in the 2nd segment. I had something early in the run. And I should have made my move then, but once the tires wore off, it really wasn't nothing I could do. Even if I was able to get up beside him, I still probably wouldn't be able to pass him. It's so hard to pass on here. But the car drove real great. I mean, it was awesome. It was a very fun race. I had a blast.
Oh, it was very apparent. You and Bruno seemed to be the class of the field, and I know we had some issues or some cautions where we saw Popham, Pacer Popham, who had been running up front. I believe he got into the wall a little bit, which allowed you and Bruno to kind of pull away from the field. So I thought maybe you were riding behind Bruno, trying to save a little bit of tires and see if you could make a move at the last 2 laps.
Yeah, I was trying to do that too, but he was getting too far ahead, and I had to reel him back in a little bit. And then he'd get too far ahead again, and I'd have to reel him back in. There wasn't really much a scenario for me to do, but hats off to him. He drove a heck of a race. I guess that's what pole gets. Good spot means a lot. It goes a long ways, you know.
I do have to say it was good to see you and Mike back here in the NMNTS All-Star race, and hopefully we get to see you guys again. Before I move you down to your crew, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
I want to give a big shout out to JB Paints for the paint jobs, and I want to thank y'all for letting us come back, and got to thank Michael Redding and all my teammates. They always help me out, anything I need. Yeah.
Well, awesome, buddy. Well, hopefully we get to see you again, man. I've missed you guys.
Oh yeah, we miss you too.
I got 2 quick things for you, Jared, before we let you go, if you don't mind, Terry.
Go for it.
First things first, Jared. You guys earned your spot here tonight, man. It's more than a pleasure to let you guys come in here tonight. You earned this last year with your win, so you guys definitely earned your way into this race, and you showed it tonight. But I was telling everybody during the broadcast, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I kept telling them if we got to the last lap and in turn 3 you were at Bruno's bumper, Bruno was not going to make it to the start-finish line.
we were talking about that.
I don't know. We might be sliding together, honestly. but either way, one of us were going to get it. And I didn't care who. It was just going to be a random 50-50.
I hear you, brother. Good. Thank you for coming back tonight and running with us tonight, man. It was good seeing you again. And like Terry said, man, it's good seeing you.
All right, now. See you.
All right, take care, Jared.
All right, now. See you.
All right. That was Jared Bruno.
Jared Bruno?
Jared Bruno. God almighty.
Jared Beasley?
Yeah. All right, so I called Jared Bruno, so I guess this is Mike Beasley.
I guess we can call Mike Beasley today?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Mike Bruno. Winner, chicken dinner, bring the button box home.
Oh my God. My heart is pounding out of my chest right now. I cannot even believe this. You have no idea. I am beyond pumped.
Dude, I tell you, man, you guys, like I was telling Jared a minute ago, it's been our pleasure to have you guys back here tonight. You guys earned your way into this last year with the accolades and all the stuff that you guys done last year, man. I tell you, man,
that.
your truck was on a rail tonight.
Oh, dude, it felt amazing, man. Like Jared, DJ, all them guys. Jared, especially, man, he was on my heels and he was ready to pounce at any little mistake I made. But man, it was. I'm dumbfounded. I'm at a loss for words, man. I honestly don't know what to say. That was one of the best races I've had in a long time.
Well, dude, man, it couldn't come at a better time. The big under the lights, the biggest event of the year.
Under the lights, All-Star.
Win.
Oh my God.
Let it all hang out.
Oh, I haven't raced that hard in a long time. I don't know how it looked on the broadcast, but me and Jared were running our buns off, man. Like we couldn't have pushed any harder. Like I was waiting to hit that wall out of 4.
Dude,
it didn't happen, and man, this is awesome.
I tell you, you guys put on one whale of a show tonight. Everybody, it was impressive to watch.
Congrats to the whole field. Everybody ran amazing tonight. They really did, man. I know we had a couple of yellows, but man, just to run that long was breath of fresh air, man. I've been running a lot of bad official races lately.
I think we all
awesome.
have.
Yeah.
I tell you though, Bruno, man, I was joking with Beasley there at the end. I told everybody during the broadcast, I know you and Beasley are teammates, but I was I was pretty confident that if we got to turn 3 and Beasley was on your bumper, one of you wasn't making it back.
Oh yeah, we were in TeamSpeak together, but you couldn't tell because we didn't say a damn thing to each other that whole run. We were both super focused, man, and I knew he was just waiting for me to make that little mistake, man. He was making that middle and bottom work. I don't know how, but he was actually gaining on me a little bit there at the end, and he definitely made me work for it, man. That's for sure. He did one hell of a job.
Well, heck yeah, brother. I know one of the last times me and you talked, I had just purchased my first button box, and you told me you hadn't got one yet and you wanted one. Well, have you got one yet?
Yeah, I did get one. I got a it's a DSD also, but man, there's always room for another one, I guess. So.
Heck yeah.
One on each side of the wheel.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
The one on the right is for the winning adjustments. The one on the left is for the talk shit adjustments.
That's it, brother. That is it.
Well, man, Mike Bruno, honestly, brother, it's been a pleasure to have you back tonight. We told everybody that you were coming for the button box, and that was your goal. And brother, if you didn't succeed, but
thank you, man. Seriously.
With complete honesty, brother, it was good to see you back tonight. I've personally missed seeing you on the track, and I wish you nothing but the best rest of the year, brother.
Yeah, same exact same thing, man. I definitely appreciate you guys letting us come back, and this was without a doubt a blast, man. I haven't had more fun in a long time, so thank you guys so much for this. I really appreciate it.
Hey, anytime, like I said, buddy. You owned it, bro. You earned this one, brother.
Thank you.
But it's your time. It's your moment. Shout out who you want to shout out, brother.
Yes, sir. Give a big shout out to MR Motorsports, all them guys over there, my big team. Gen X Racing, my other team. Got to do a huge shout out to my sponsor, AMSOIL. Thank you for everything they do. I'm sure Tyler's watching, Corey's watching, all them guys are watching, Jason Burgess. Sorry you couldn't make it, guys, but hope we could put on a good show for you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And thank you guys for everything. This was absolutely amazing. I can't say thank you enough.
Hey, brother, you're more than welcome. We're the fortunate ones that got to watch it happen tonight. But go celebrate with the all the other outlaws down there, and hopefully one day we'll see you back.
Sounds good, brother. Thanks, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is your winner of tonight's All-Star race, Mike T. Bruno.
Well, we're going to run down the running order one more time for you now. Once again, Mike Bruno is going to add his name to that prestigious list of NMNTS All-Star winners, along with Zach Lindgren, who won this last year. Tough break for Zach. Second place tonight, Jared Beasley in that number 15 truck. Third will be points leader Jared Mogard. Fourth, Craig Learman. Matthew Welsenbach going to round out your top 5.
Coming home 6th tonight is going to be Kelsey Rogers in the 36. He had a really strong truck. Unfortunately, there at the end, made some contact with the wall after contact with PJ Popham. But he's going to be able to bring it home 6th. Sawyer Ott, impressive run tonight after transferring from the Open. Comes home 7th. Zach Lindgren, again, tough break early in the race. Able to soldier on and finish 8th. Evil Outlaw Michael Reddy in his farewell All-Star race finishes 9th. And how about Jared Wishawn coming home 10th tonight in that number 96?
And tough break for PJ Popham, who's going to bring his truck home in 11th position. But Jason Alexander, he ended up with, he parked his truck on the trailer with engine damage, finishing 12th. Joe Burchett will bring the truck home in 13th, and Spence Thomas 14th after getting caught up in that early caution.
15th will be Jackson Allen. 16th, Aiden Young. 17th, Mark Broderick out of Pennsylvania. Had a strong truck early. Unforeseen issues going to force him out. We'll look forward to see him continue his hunt for a title in 2 weeks, as we'll be off next week. Blake Falone is going to round out 18th. And that will round out your field, as you see a list of other drivers there that weren't in the actual field. We want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors here at Backwards Hat Productions. Ram Designs, Kyle Ramsey and the crew placing out some of the best work, both asphalt and dirt. 5-star drafting, our plans outrank theirs. They're also going to be the sponsors of tomorrow night's last chance qualifier on the Cup side of things. SimSpec PC Towers, longtime friend of Backwards Hat Productions and title sponsor of the race you just saw tonight. NASCAR Diecast fans, you can check them out on Facebook and Twitter for all of your up-to-date release dates, promo codes, everything in the diecast world. And then Thompson Seed and Garden, Muskogee, Oklahoma. Springtime is upon us. Like I've said, if you want to knock one off of that honeydew list, be sure to check out our friends at Thompson Seed and Garden if you're in the Muskogee, Oklahoma area. And then the Brake Shop as well out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. You can check them out. They do brake, muffler work, a little of everything in between. So definitely head down there if you're looking for any automotive repairs in that line. And tell them Laurel Havens and the crew sent you down.
Heck yeah, brother. It's a good race tonight, I tell you. Just to give you my final thoughts on this thing, man. I tell you, we had some really fast trucks tonight. PJ Popham, tough break, had a really fast truck. Kelsey Rogers, really fast truck. Bogard, really fast truck. Man, you can just keep going on and on and on down through the list. But I tell you, to see a driver like Mike Bruno come back tonight with a mission and a plan, and to be able to execute that mission and plan the way that he executed it tonight, man, it's just, that's something to see. It's something I know I won't forget for a while, and I don't think the fans will forget for a while, because that was definitely one of the best All-Star races I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, from the front to the back, it was stacked, chock full of action. 75 laps. Hey, if you like that, get ready, because tomorrow night we're going to do it again on the Cup side of things. All-Star Week continues with the BA Graphics Tuesday Night Cup Series. You can check them out on Max Speed TV. Josh Medlock will have the call as always. We also have a last chance qualifier. I'm not sure if it'll be televised or not, but it once again is going to be the 5-star drafting last chance qualifier. I know myself, I'm going to have to try to race in through that. I'll be in the same position Jared Washon was tonight, as I do have the fan vote nod. I want to thank everybody out there who went and voted for me. I know that a lot of the Backwards Hat Productions crew did. But, you know, like I said, great race tonight. You saw, you know, the best that the NMNTS has to offer. And I think it really showed with, like Bruno hit on, the long green flag run. So my hat's off to all the guys that, you know, all the guys that competed tonight. And Mike Bruno, who's going to take home that DSD button box. For Terry Mason, who joined us guest in the booth after the last chance qualifier, Robbie Buckner, as always. I am Bradley Wilson. This is Backwards Hat Productions. We'll catch you all again Wednesday night as we head back to the dirt with the NMNTS Dirt Night, and then of course Kyle Ramsey and the crew going to round off the week as always, and you know, always exciting fashion with those dirt street stocks of the Ram Series. Both the season starting to wind down there in the Ram Series. Points are on the line. Everybody's fighting for that final few weeks. So be sure to tune in. A lot more excitement on Backwards Hat Productions after a night off tomorrow night. And we look forward to seeing you all. We thank you all for tuning in tonight. Once again, I am Bradley Wilson. This is Backwards Hat Productions. Until Wednesday night, stay safe and we'll see you then.